Live from the Idaho Central Arena in Boise, Idaho, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As tonight's the second of 5 straight meetings between the Grizzlies and the Idaho Steelheads. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's the second of a 2-game set here in Boise and the second of 5 straight meetings between these clubs. It's the 9th of 18 meetings this season between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. Utah has a record of 2-5 against Idaho, but remember, they're 2-3 in this building, and that's notable considering that the Idaho Steelheads have been on absolute fire right now. They have been about as hot as any team has ever been in league history. They've got a record of 21-3-0-1. They're on a current 7-game winning streak. They are 12-2 at home this season. The only 2 losses that the Steelheads have had here in their own barn have been to the Grizzlies, including the Steelheads' last loss, which came on December 3rd, a game the Grizzlies won 4-2. Dakota Raby's been the best player for the Grizzlies over the last 3 or 4 weeks. In fact, he's got points in 10 of his last 11 games. Cameron Wright's been pretty good for the Grizzlies. He had 1 goal and 1 assist on Wednesday night. Both Raby and Wright have 18 points this season. That's tied for the most among Grizzlies forwards. On Wednesday night, 2 days ago, the Steelheads got a 6-3 victory over the Grizzlies, but Dakota Raby had star honors with 2 goals and 1 assist. We mentioned the game Cameron Wright had with 1 goal and 1 assist. Lucas Preek stopped 31 of 37 in net, but the Steelheads had 1 goal and 2 assists from Zane Franklin and 2 goals from Jack Becker. The one notable thing about that game is the Grizzlies were able to get 42 shots on Idaho, so they were able to get a lot of pucks on net. The penalty kill is pretty good for both teams. Utah was 0 for 5 on the power play. Idaho's power play was 0 for 2. So it should be an interesting one here tonight. Looks like close to a sellout crowd here at Idaho Central Arena for the second of 5 straight meetings between the clubs and the last game before the Christmas break. There's a couple additions to the Grizzlies roster, and we'll tell you about them, but they're not going to be in the Grizzlies lineup. We'll give you an update on Taryn Pfizer as well as Connor McDonald. Johnny Walker is going to miss his 2nd straight game. We'll go over the lineups of both teams here later on in the pregame show. But when we come back, we'll talk about the Idaho Steelheads and what just an amazing run they've been on. We'll also give you the lineup for the Grizzlies tonight, as Lucas Preek will get the start against Remy Poirier for Idaho. We're in business on a Friday night, and you're listening to the America First Credit Union pregame show on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to the Utah Grizzlies pregame show presented by America First Credit Union. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face off in about 15 minutes from now here at Idaho Central Arena as we're sitting high atop section 203. If you saw the news earlier today, goaltender Trent Miner and forward Zach Sekos reassigned to the Grizzlies from the AHL's Colorado Eagles. However, due to travel issues, neither guy is in Boise, so neither guy is going to be in the Grizzlies lineup tonight. Trent Miner was just in Colorado for about 3 days. And for Zach Sekos, he played in 6 games with the AHL's Colorado Eagles, and he's a big addition to the Grizzlies. When he comes back to the lineup, he's obviously not going to be in tonight, but he leads all Grizzlies forwards with a +4 rating. And in 16 games with Utah this season, Sekos has 8 goals and 4 assists. Also out of the Grizzlies lineup tonight is Taryn Fizer. Now, you seeing him get hurt late in the first period, you're concerned about a more serious injury. It does sound like he's not going to be out for too long. He's obviously not good enough to play tonight, but that doesn't appear like it's going to be a serious injury that's going to keep him out for a couple months or anything like that. So luckily, Taryn Fizer did avoid some of that. And remember when Connor McDonald got injured in the Trois Rivières series in late November, I think it's just kind of a continuation, just kind of playing through that injury. And so McDonald is not the Grizzlies lineup this evening. And then Utah's also without Johnny Walker for the second straight game. And Bryson Martin battling an injury, and he's going to be out a few weeks, if not a month or so. And so Bryson Martin out of the Grizzlies lineup as well. And Jordan Stone is also a scratch for the Grizzlies this evening, as Utah is going to go with 16 skaters tonight, 10 forwards, and 6 defensemen. And we're not sure who the starters are going to be yet for the Grizzlies, but I do want to mention Jordan Martell, who's wearing number 27. He was a standout on Wednesday night. He had an assist, and I don't know if you were able to see the replay, but it was a beautiful-looking play where he was on the left side, kind of skated behind the Idaho net, and then just all in one motion was able to just kind of throw the puck back towards the left as all his momentum was carrying over to the right, and he just kind of flipped the pass back to the left for Dakota Raby, who put it away for his first of 2 goals on the night. And that playmaking ability that Jordan Martell has, I think, is going to come up strong for the Grizzlies for the rest of the season. I know he doesn't have any goals this year, but I got a feeling he's due to pick up his first goal of the season. He looked like he could end up finishing on the power play, things like that. And I do think special teams are going to play more of a factor tonight than they did on Wednesday. The Grizzlies' power play was 0 for 5. Idaho's power play was 0 for 2. It's not all that often here at Idaho Central Arena where the visiting team gets, a pretty good whistle, and the Grizzlies were able to get a good whistle on Wednesday night, as obviously they had 5 power plays and Idaho had 2. We'll see when that happens here tonight. It doesn't seem like there are too many games where the power plays are even here in this barn. So it'll be interesting to see. The Grizzlies might end up having to kill a few more penalties here tonight. And it'll be interesting to see because the Grizzlies' penalty kill has had stretches where it's been outstanding. But you think about Idaho's power play, 26.4%, which is near the best in the league. And there's so many categories when you're looking at the Idaho Steelheads where they're at the top of the standings and, the top of the league rankings. And it's just amazing the start they've gotten off to. And I knew they were going to have a strong bounce back after missing the playoffs last year. But you think about a club that's on a current 7-game winning streak. Idaho has a record of 21-3-0-1 this season. They are 15-1-0-1 when playing teams not named the Utah Grizzlies, as Utah is 2-6 against Idaho this year. You think about the goal differential, though, for Idaho, as this is game 26 for the Steelheads. And yet this season, they've got a +58 goal differential. So they're averaging margins of victories by more than 2 per game. And that's including some of their losses. You think about a team that leads the league in goals per game at 4.36. They also lead the league in goals allowed per game at 2.04. So the Steelheads have been outstanding. Owen Hedrick is on a current 14-game point streak. He did not play on Wednesday night, but he is in the Idaho lineup this evening. Patrick Hudla leads all league defensemen with 25 points. Andrew Nilsson of the Grizzlies is in second place with 24 points, as he has 4 goals and 20 assists. And watch out for Nilsson on the power play, as even though the Grizzlies did go 0 for 5 on Wednesday, it did seem like the power play had some good organization to it, and that was led by Andrew Nilsson up top, feeding it to either Martell on the left side. And it did change a little bit when Taryn Fizer got injured late in the first period, because 4 of the 5 Grizzlies power plays were in the final 2 periods. I'm going to be interested to see, because not only are the Grizzlies without Fizer, but losing Johnny Walker, who leads the club with 5 power play goals this season. Who's going to be that finisher on the power play? We saw Martell get a couple looks in the left circle on Wednesday night. Who's going to be that guy on the right? Because a lot of times it has been Taryn Fizer. So it'll be interesting to see what the power play looks like for the Grizzlies. But going back to the Steelheads and why it's so difficult to play against them, we talk about their defensemen and Kubla and Hedrick and Matt Register is just a plus 28 this season. He's better than a plus 1 per game. That's unbelievable. That's something you don't see very often. And so it's a strong defensive unit, and maybe that contributes a little bit to the fact that their team goaltending save percentage is .930. That's about what Wichita was a couple years ago when Wichita had an amazing year with all their goaltenders and their strong defensive unit. One guy to watch out for from the Idaho Steelheads from their side is Jack Becker. He's only got 6 goals this season, but 5 of them have come against the Grizzlies. So it should be interesting to see. It's a tough test here, obviously, at Idaho Central Arena, but the Grizzlies, you think about them being a little bit shorthanded tonight. That's usually when the Grizzlies end up playing their best hockey, is when their backs are against the wall. And, thinking about some of the standout players for the Grizzlies, Dakota Raby's the one that stands out. He's got a point in 10 of his last 11 games, 5 goals and 10 assists, and it really started with a great series against the Trois-Rivières Lions, where he had 2 points in each of the 3 games that series on Thanksgiving weekend. And you think about Keaton Jamison, had a Gordie Howe hat trick last Saturday against Kansas City. He's got 4 points in his last 3 games. And I think Cameron Wright's a real difference maker. On Wednesday night, he had 1 goal and 1 assist. He leads the Grizzlies in shots on goal with 80. He still leads the Grizzlies with 3 game-winning goals. In fact, the goal that he scored in the third period on Wednesday night was the first goal that he had scored that didn't turn out to be a game winner, as each of his first 3 goals as a pro turned out to be game winners. He spent a couple games in the AHL with the Colorado Eagles. And just like with a lot of first-year pros, I think the game is starting to slow down a little bit for Cameron Wright. I saw it when Josh Dickinson was a rookie, how he hit about mid-December. And all of a sudden, it was just an upward trajectory. I've seen it with quite a few first-year players, and with Cameron Wright, I see the same thing. The game has started to slow down for him a little bit, and I think he's going to have a pretty strong month of January, assuming he's in a Grizzlies uniform, because after all, he's one of those players that's good enough to end up in Colorado anytime soon, whether it's the Eagles or the Avalanche. The Grizzlies are going to be without Johnny Walker, who's got 4 goals and 3 assists in his last 7 games. But I think if you're thinking about somebody to step up possibly, I'm looking at Tyler Penner, who's my pick to click. Everybody make your pick to click on the Grizzlies live chat. Admittedly, since I'm by myself, I didn't check the live chat all that much on Wednesday. Anybody that picked Dakota Raby on Wednesday as their pick to click is the ultimate winner. But Penner in his last 10 games has 5 goals and 1 assist. So watch out for him, and watch out for him winning faceoffs. I think the Grizzlies did have a pretty, I don't know the exact number, but it seemed like the Grizzlies had a pretty good run on the faceoff circle on Wednesday night. And, we'll see if that translates here this evening. And the second of 5 straight meetings between these clubs. Before we get to the starting lineups, let's remind you about some of the big games that the Grizzlies have coming up here at Maverick Center. December 28th, 30th, and 31st. They take on the Idaho Steelheads. Don't forget that the Grizzlies' next home game is going to be a Bud Light College night on December 28th against the Idaho Steelheads. Face off at 7:10. Then the Grizzlies will play Idaho for an AFCU Friday next Friday on December 30th. And with AFCU Fridays, tickets start at just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. And don't forget that New Year's Eve is going to be a special 5 o'clock start. And that's going to be the final game of the 2022 calendar year. I'm hoping to have some fun things to do after the game. That's going to be on Friday, December 31st at 5 o'clock. And so it'll be fun to end up leaving Maverick Center and not have it be midnight. So hope that's really the case of it. On Saturday night, December 31st, you get out and ring in the new year with the Utah Grizzlies. And it'll be a fun series against the Idaho Steelheads, a 3-game set over at Maverick Center. Remember the last time the Steelheads were at Maverick Center was in November, where they swept Utah in a 3-game series. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. Face-off coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by America First Credit Union.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. and I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Face off in a few minutes. The lights are out. The Steelheads mascot, which is a bear, wearing a Christmas hat. As there's a Christmas theme, a lot of Christmas music being played here at Idaho Central Arena. As we got the second of a two-game set in Boise in the second of 5 straight meetings between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. Starting lineup for both teams. First for the visiting Utah Grizzlies, led by second-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz and first-year assistant Jared Pike. Starting in net is going to be Lucas Preek, who's making his second straight start in this series. And Preek, who got the shutout last Sunday, a 32-save clean sheet against the Kansas City Mavericks, is starting for the third straight game. He's got a record of 3-5 with one shutout, which came last Sunday, a 2.89 goals against average and 912 save percentage. Preek stopped 31 of 37 on Wednesday night in the 6-3 loss. Starting defensive pairing for the Grizzlies is Victor Bartley, who spent 121 games in the NHL. Bartley was with the Grizzlies back in the 2009-2010 season. I do see the banner for Lance Galbraith, who passed away last year. They retired his jersey last weekend here at Idaho Central Arena. And I'm going to do a little bit of research to see if Bartley played, because he was on that same team that Galbraith was on with the Grizzlies. But Bartley only played about half the season with Utah and then spent some time in the AHL. And Galbraith also spent some time with the Alaska Aces. So I got to check to see if those guys were teammates with the Grizzlies back in the 2009-2010 season, which was also led by Ryan Kanasowicz, who was the Grizzlies' leading scorer that year. So starting defensive pairing, Bartley we mentioned, Andrew Nilsson, who's second in the league in points among defensemen with 24. He leads the Grizzlies with 20 assists this season. Other defensemen we're expected to see tonight include Corey Thomas, a former Steelhead, as well as James Schur, who leads the Grizzlies with a +6 rating. We will also see Kyle Pouncey, who had an assist last night. He's got 5 on the season. And Aaron Tho, wearing number 28. Watch out for Tho on the secondary power play unit. 10 forwards for the Grizzlies tonight. Starting forwards, Keaton Jamison, who's got 4 points in his last 3 games. He's got 5 goals and 3 assists in 23 games. He'll be wearing number 12. He'll be lined up next to Cameron Wright, who's got 4 goals and 14 assists in 19 games and a +3 rating. And Dakota Raby, who's been the hottest of all the Grizzlies. Wright and Raby each have 18 points, which are the lead among Grizzlies forwards. Raby's got 6 goals and 12 assists and a +2 rating this season. So the starting forwards once again are Jamison, Wright, and Raby. We will see Joey Kulitarchi acting as a forward once again tonight. Dylan Fitz, wearing number 13, has 3 goals and 4 assists in 23 games. Tyler Penner's my pick to click. Everybody make your pick to click, as he's going to be the player of the game for the Grizzlies. He's got 5 goals and 1 assist in his last 10 games. We'll also see Christian Simeone, the Merrimack native, second-year pro. 1 goal and 1 assist in 11 games. Vladislav Mikhalchuk has 2 goals in his last 3 games. He's got 3 goals in 18 games. He spent the early part of the season for the Adirondack Thunder. We'll also see Cam Strong, wearing number 26. He's got 1 goal and 2 assists in 22 games. And Jordan Martell, who's got 8 assists in 16 games. No goals this season, but watch out for him because he's a playmaker, and he's going to have a breakout performance anytime now. And I think tonight might end up being Jordan Martell's breakout game for the Grizzlies, as he was acquired in a trade last week with the Fort Wayne Comets. It is his 4th game in a Grizzlies uniform. The Rooster is going to be wearing number 27. Starting in net for the Idaho Steelheads is going to be Remy Poirier, who's got a record of 7-1 with 1 shutout. And we'll give you the forwards and defensive unit when we come back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line tonight as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads in the second of 5 straight meetings between the clubs. We mentioned Remy Poirier is the starting goaltender for Idaho. He's got a record of 7-1-0-1 with a 2.20 goals against average and .927 save percentage. Poirier's got an NHL entry-level contract with the Dallas Stars. He'll be wearing number 31. Starting defensive pairing is Matt Register, who's got a plus 28 rating, and Cody Heiskanen, who's got a plus 17 rating. He has 8 assists in 14 games. Starting forwards, Ryan Domowski, wearing number 15. The Mouse is in the house with 13 goals this season. Justin Misiak wearing number 19. He did not play on Wednesday night. Misiak, the cousin of former Grizzly Ryan Misiak. And Colton Keller, the Grizzlies killer, has 11 goals and 8 assists, 19 points in 22 games. Watch out for Jack Becker, who's got 5 goals against the Grizzlies this season. 5 of his 6 goals have come against Utah. Grizzlies wearing the same third jersey tonight that they debuted on Wednesday night. Black jersey with professional green numbers, white lettering, and white trim. Idaho in a white jersey with black numbers and a little bit of blue mixed in. Jake Jackson's the referee tonight. He's dropped the puck, and we're underway on a Friday night. Idaho skating from right to left as we see it from high atop section 203. Lucas Preek gets it. He'll get it over to Bartley. Now ahead to Jamison. Grizzlies fly from left to right as Raby throws it from one blue line to the other. Now Raby steps over the offensive line. He gets it poked away by Register. Now right around the net. Gets to Nilsson along the right wing boards. Nilsson back towards the corner looking for right, but it goes through his legs. As Register hits Raby, Grizzlies feather it out in front to Raby, and his shot goes wide over into the right corner. Raby skates over it as Register pokes it away. Now Wright will spin it along the boards towards Bartley, back towards Wright, who displays good hands in the far corner. He gets hit by Domowski. Register skates over there, referee nearby. As it goes back to Colton Keller. He'll bounce it off a Grizzly. It goes back to the Idaho corner. Far side as Register feeds it across to Heiskanen. Grizzlies make their first line change of the game. Heiskanen patiently has the puck behind his own net as Idaho gets 3 fresh forwards on the ice. Kawaguchi, A.J. White, and Wade Murphy. As Jordan Martell's out there along with McCallchuck and Penner. The defensive pairing is Shearer and Pouncey. Idaho skates over the offensive line. Kawaguchi left wing. Shot goes wide. Puck rolls along the far wing boards. Taken by Dawson Bardo, who's paired up with Casey Johnson. Bardo over to Johnson along the near side. He skates along both teams' bench areas. Out towards center ice, tried to drive it in. It hits off a Pouncey. Now back towards center ice. McCallchuck in the area. He gets it at center ice, but overskates it. McCallchuck gets it back and dumps it in. Bardo collides with Martell, the Rooster, as Martell at the end of his shift. He'll skate off as Utah going with 10 forwards and 6 defensemen tonight. Idaho has the puck skating from right to left as they'll throw an outlet pass. They're still in their own zone. Now to center ice for Murphy. He'll one-time tap it into the Grizzly zone as it bounces into the far corner. Pouncey ahead to Dylan Fitz. Fitz wearing number 13, an assistant captain. Over to Colatarchi. Slot at center ice, and he'll drive it off the boards on the deep in the Idaho zone. Colatarchi playing forward tonight as Colatarchi towards the side of the net. Poirier will lift it back towards the far corner, and we get a whistle, and we have our first penalty of the game 2 minutes in. Holding's going to be the call, and it looks like Idaho is going to get a penalty as Dawson Bardo gets 2 minutes for holding. 18:01 left in the first period. Bardo is going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Calling it Utah's best DUI defense team, Rogers and Russell. Idaho crosses center ice after winning the faceoff. Register with a shot. It's gloved by Preek. He'll hand it off to Andrew Nilsson. As the Grizzlies start the attack this season on the power play, they are 20.7%. Raby crosses center ice. He'll feed it to the right for Wright. He gets around A.J. Wright. White shot. Blocker saved by Poirier, and it goes out of play. Good move by Cameron Wright, who kind of faked a pass to his right, just skated down the middle. Had a good look, but Poirier made a blocker save, and the puck flew out of play. Flied out of play. 17:36 left in the first. 1:35 left in the Grizzlies power play. As Wright's going to be on the left wing, Jamison will take the face-off. Dakota Raby to his right. Up top is Jordan Martell and Andrew Nilsson. One shot on each side here, 2.5 minutes in. As the draw won by the Grizzlies. Nilsson right side shot. It's blocked by Jade Mill, and it rolls to Raby. Now to the left side. Martell over to right. Centering pass shot, and it goes wide. As Wright had a good look, but kind of didn't get much on the shot. Idaho crosses center ice, and dumping it in is Jack Becker, the Michigan man who spent last season as a graduate transfer at Arizona State. Nielsen has the puck deep in his own zone. Now he'll start the attack. He leads the league in power play assists and power play points. Nielsen to the left side, crosses center ice. Now he'll drop it back off for right, across to Raby. Raby enters down the middle. Now he veers off to the right, over to Jamison. He tried to get it across to Nielsen, but the puck exited the zone. Nielsen will skate back into his own zone and get it over to Jamison. Back to Nielsen. 53 seconds and counting left in the Grizzlies power play. Nielsen skates down the middle, gains the blue line, and he'll try to toss to the corner. He hits off a Casey Johnson stick, who gathers it, throws to Patrick Kudla, who lifts it all the way out towards the Grizzlies zone, and Lucas Preek. Preek in the far corner. Now he skates out towards the blue line. Preek way out of his net. Now he'll feed it all the way deep into the Steelhead zone. It's going to be icing on the Grizzlies, but Lucas Preek had the puck in the far side, and he started skating towards the blue line. He got about halfway towards the blue line. The fans got a kick of that, and then Preek iced the puck. Now that's something. Then Preek got tripped up, and the referee didn't spot it as he was watching the puck sail down deep into the Steelhead zone. So icing on the Grizzlies, and it's Lucas Preek, the goaltender, way out of his net. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Justin Misiak took it against Cam Strong. As the Grizzlies made a line change, Bartley out there with Tho, McCallchuk, and Cam Strong and Dylan Fitz. As Bartley skates down the middle, now he feeds a right wing pass to McCallchuk, who gains the offensive line. He'll dump it to the right corner for Cam Strong. He gets hit by Register. Now Haskinen gets it. Couldn't clear it out. Left wing Grizzlies kept it in. Bartley over to Tho. Now to the far side for McCallchuk. Back to Tho. Late in the power play. Now Bartley to the right side. He feeds to the corner. Power play's over. As the Steelheads back at full strength. Bartley right wing shot goes wide. Now the Grizzlies over in the far corner. McCallchuk tried to get it over to Dylan Fitz, but it stayed towards the corner. Zach Walker nudges ahead. Left point, Tho keeps it in. He fanned on a shot. Now Haskinen gets it for Idaho. He'll feed it to the right side for Wade Murphy, who dumps it in. Now make that Dawson Bardo fresh out of the penalty box. Now Bardo will skate towards the bench. These Grizzlies will feed it ahead. Turnover. Kudla skates down the middle. Lefty shot. Glove saved by Preek as he made a kind of a body stop. 15:33 left in the first. Steelheads have taken 2 shots. The Grizzlies still have only taken 1. So Utah didn't officially get a shot in their first power play of the game. And Idaho did a good job of keeping everything towards the perimeter, not letting Utah get any good looks in either the left or right circles or get that centering pass through. We're still early on, no score, so pull up a chair and enjoy a little bit of the last game before the Christmas break with us. As the Grizzlies win the faceoff, Andrew Nilsson nudges ahead to Tyler Penner across the center ice. Penner gets over to Colatarchi as the Grizzlies step over the offensive line. As the Steelhead loses its stick near Colatarchi. Grizzlies try to feed it up top for Nilsson. Andrew dishes ahead. Now goes back to Nilsson in the left point as he's being challenged by Kawaguchi. Nilsson, I look to center it to Colatarchi. Pass went wide. Now Pouncey gets hit pretty hard by Colton Keller. Puck rolls around the boards in the Idaho zone. Steelheads get it. Outlet pass towards center ice. It connects. Now ahead to Keller. He skates towards the right wing. Good poke check by Kyle Pouncey. Pouncey drags down Keller. It's going to be a penalty. Delayed penalty. Idaho going to be on the power plays. They look to center it. It's taken away by Pouncey. Kyle can't believe the call, but he's going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell as Idaho is going to be on the power play for the first time tonight. Kyle Pouncey is going to serve 2 minutes for cross-checking. He just kind of dragged down Colton Keller. And looking at the replay, looks like Keller might get an Academy Award from what I saw on the video board. But he drew the penalty, and the Steelheads power play, which is 26.4% this season, goes to work. Grizzlies penalty kill is 79.4%. A.J. White will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. Kawaguchi, Willie Niram out there. Up top is Wade Murphy and Matt Register. Steelheads have taken 2 shots. Grizzlies have taken 1. As Idaho wins the faceoff, Register over to Kawaguchi. Kawaguchi towards the near goal line for Niram. Back to Kawaguchi. Now up top for Matt Register, possible future Hall of Famer in this league. Over to the right side for Wade Murphy. Across to Kawaguchi. Skates towards the left circle. Shot, and it's blocked by Niram. And Niram looking for a backhand shot. Goes wide as the puck trickled in front of the net. Now Corey Thomas gets it. He skates towards the far side, and he'll lift it between the Idaho defensemen as it sails off the end wall on one hop. Matt Register gets it. Utah makes a line change. 1:27 and counting left in the Idaho power play. Register gets to neutralize. Now he feeds it back to Murphy across to Kawaguchi. Now left wing pass to A.J. White. He'll feed it up top to Murphy. Now it's the right side for Willie Nerum. He's in the right circle. Now he throws it up top to the high slot for Register. He'll backpedal into the right point. Now to Kawaguchi. Left side just outside the circle. Up top for Register. Now it's the right side for Murphy. Skates in. Shot. Saved by Preek. Rebound. Kawaguchi with a shot from the left wing goes wide. Now Murphy on the right side throws it up top to Register. Lefty shot. Bounced off a Grizzly and goes wide off the end wall. Murphy gathers it. Throws it to Nerum. Now to Kawaguchi in the near corner. He'll feed it up top to Register, who will skate towards his right. Now dish a pass to the right side for Murphy, who fakes his shot, gets to Register. Now Kawaguchi, left side in the circle, kind of dances back outside the circle. Now Register, one-timer on. It's blocked, and the block broke the stick of Tyler Penner, who's playing without a stick. He hits Kawaguchi. Now Nerum along the near side, skates across, shot, saved by Preek. Grizzlies clear it out. Penner will get a new stick as he'll skate off the ice. Both teams make a line change. 25 seconds left in the Idaho power play. Their first of the game. Utah already 0 for 1 in the power play. Still no score. 13-10 and counting left in the first as Idaho crosses center ice. Antonio Stranges bounces off the boards, gets his own pass, spins it along the near wall for Patrick Kudla. Kudla feeds it across, but it's over the stick of Stranges, who will skate over there, and he overskates it. Grizzlies in the right circle, but Idaho gets it. As Domowski over to Kudla, take a lefty shot on. It's blocked by Jamison. As the Grizzlies are back at full strength. Good penalty kill by the Grizzlies. Pouncey will skate towards the bench. Idaho took 3 shots in the power play. Preek stopped them all. As that neutralized, Kudla will back it out into his own zone. He'll get it to Owen Hedrick, who's got a point in 14 straight games. He did not play on Wednesday. Hedrick back to Kudla, will ricochet it off the near boards to center ice for Domowski. Across to Hedrick, who wears number 7. Overskated it as he entered the offensive zone. Offside is called as we get a whistle and a timeout with 12:26 left in the first period. Still no score. Both teams had 1 power play and didn't convert on it. Idaho has outshot Utah 5-1. We're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
12:26 left in the first period. Utah's taken 1 shot. Idaho's taken 5. It's the second of 2 straight here in Boise. On Wednesday night, the Grizzlies lost 6-3. But they had a great performance from Dakota Raby, who had 2 goals and 1 assist, and Cameron Wright had 1 goal and 1 assist. It's great to see James Shearer out on the ice as he's out there with Kyle Pouncey. Shearer leads the Grizzlies with a +6 rating this season. And remember, he's only played a handful of games. He's played in 6 games and is averaging a +1 rating in each game. As Jack Becker will take the draw against Keaton Jamison, neutral ice, Grizzlies zone far side. Draw won by the Steelheads as Casey Johnson will wrap it around the boards. Puck goes to Shearer in the right corner. He'll dish it across, but it's picked off by Idaho. They feed the right circle. Utah picks it off. Raby 1-on-3 crosses center ice. He gains the offensive line. Gets hit by Bardo, but keeps his feet. Now along the end wall, Raby battles with Bardo. Cameron Wright skating over there along with Register. Now Raby gets it back left circle. I try to backhand pass out in front. Idaho picks it off. Jade Miller crosses center ice 2-on-3. Idaho gains the offensive line. Now to Miziak. He gets hit by Pouncey. Now Raby gets it. He'll dish it across to Jamison. Jamison 1-on-3 crosses center ice. So backhanded in as the Grizzlies make a line change. Poirier plays it behind his net. Adam Shield got the start on Wednesday for Idaho, and he stopped 39 of 42. Penner back on the ice with a new stick after it broke on the Idaho power play. 11:33 and counting left in the first. Still no score as the Steelheads. Bardo will feed it out to the far side. It glanced off of McCallchuk's stick. Penner, now McCallchuk skates over there to center ice. He collides with A.J. White. Now Nilsson will throw it back into the Grizzlies zone for Bartley as the Grizzlies want to spread the ice and enter the offensive zone with some momentum. Nilsson across to Bartley, left wing. He crosses center ice. Now he gains the blue line. I try to kick it over to Martell. Hits off a skate. Now McCallchuk on the left point spins it around. It's cut off by Heiskanen behind the Idaho net. Steelheads in their white jerseys. Will feed it over to Zach Walker on the far side. He'll dump it off the far boards. Out to Kawaguchi. He gets cut off by Thomas. Now it goes back to Walker, skates along the near boards. Thomas avoids a check of Cam Wright and Aaron Tho. Now McCallchuck feeds it across towards Martell. Glances off his stick, goes deep into the Steelhead zone. Heiskanen gets over to Register. As Register gets hit, gets divorced in the puck, but Heiskanen now takes it for Idaho. Ahead to Kawaguchi. So we're about halfway through the first period. Simeone out in the ice for the Grizzlies wearing number 24. Grizzlies trying to carry it back in as after Idaho threw a pass to center ice. It was picked off by Aaron Tho. So whistle blows as Utah's offside as Simeone was continuing his battle along the far boards. Idaho will make a line change. So many individual stars for the Steelheads. And you can't think about Ryan Domowski and not think about the 5-goal performance he had against the Grizzlies in March of 2022. Domowski's got a plus 17 rating. He'll take the face-off against Cam Strong. Draw won by Idaho as they get it over to Matt Register on the near side. Back to Heiskanen. He crosses into neutral ice. He'll throw it to the far side for Domowski. One-time taps it off his stick deep into the Grizzly zone. Preek around to Simeone. Now to the right circle. Idaho gets it back. Colton Keller skates towards the left circle. A centering pass goes through as he was looking for Wade Murphy as it rolls along the far boards. Simeone battling with Domowski. Simeone will lift it ahead towards Fitz. Fitz now battles with Wade Murphy as Murphy trips up Fitz, no call. Now to the left side for Register. He'll skate down the middle. He collides with Cam Strong, and Utah pokes it away. Simeone crosses center ice 1-on-2. He'll throw it to the right side and dump it in. Looks like Simeone shaved this week as the beard he was sporting no longer is there. Now to Shearer on the left side. Shot goes wide as he was near the boards. Puck rolls along the near wall as Idaho skating from right to left. Domowski gains center ice, and he'll lift it over the head of Shearer as it bounces off the Fisher sign over in the left corner. Shearer gets it. He stands behind the jack-in-the-box sign. We need jack-in-the-box in Utah. Out towards center ice for Willie Nieram. Nieram keeps the puck. Now he gets it taken away by Raby on a good back check. It goes back to Shearer in the Grizzlies zone. Across to Pouncey. Pouncey, an outlet pass from blue line to right. It bounces off his stick and taken by Hedrick, who battles with Cameron Wright. As Idaho nudges to the right corner. Raby gets it. Feeds it up top to Pouncey. Now across to Shearer. Left point. Shot goes wide as the puck bounces over the stick of Raby. Now Pouncey feeds to the corner. The only guy that is there is Kudla. He'll skate along the left wing, and now he'll veer off to the right. He crosses center ice and will bounce it off the far boards. Puck deep in the Grizzlies zone. Nieram chips it across. Chasing after it's Jack Becker as it goes all the way into the Grizzlies zone. Becker gets it across to Hedrick. Now he feeds into Grizzlies territory. Now back to Becker on the left side near the Grizzlies bench. He steps over the offensive line. Gets it poked away by Shearer. Right, feeds it across to Martell. He gets it. 2-on-4. Martell left circle. Shot. Saved by Poirier. Good look by Jordan Martell. Skated towards the left circle. Fired a righty shot, but Poirier made the save. That's Utah's second shot on goal. Idaho didn't take any in the last segment of play. 8:34 left in the first. Idaho's outshot Utah 5-2. And we're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. 8:34 left in the first period. Still no score. Utah Grizzlies Hockey is brought to you by Rio Tinto. At Rio Tinto, as pioneers in mining and metals, they produce materials essential for human progress. Grizzlies Hockey also brought to you by Siegfried and Jensen, personal injury attorneys, and by America First Credit Union. Don't forget, next Friday is going to be an AFCU Friday. December 30th as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads in the second of a 3-game set at Maverick Center. As the draw won by Idaho, they're in their own zone. They cross center ice. Justin Misiak skates down the middle. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Parikh, and he holds on. As Justin Misiak just kind of skated down the middle, gained the offensive line, and had a cup of coffee and a snack, and then fired a shot away on Parikh. And Lucas is able to make the stop. And we always talk about Parikh's glove, but as I mentioned on Wednesday, he's really good at making those body saves, taking both his glove and his blocker and just kind of corralling the puck. As the draw off it, Jade Miller loses his helmet. He'll skate directly towards the bench. That's the rule. As Johnson, the left point, will get around McCallchuck towards the left circle. Johnson stops in the corner as Miller gets replaced. A.J. White over to Walker. Now up top to Johnson. High slot shot, and that gets kicked away by a skate and goes back towards the far corner. Martell with a poke check out to Penner, who bounces off of Walker. Now Martell gets it. He gains the offensive line, skates towards the left circle. Now he veers off to the right, and he gets taken away by Johnson. Over to Walker, as Walker gains center ice. He'll feed it to the right side for A.J. White, who will dump it in. Preek behind his net will give it over to Utah as Aaron Tho skates towards the near corner. He gets it poked away by the stick of White. Tho gets it back. He'll skate along the near side. He'll nudge it ahead to Fitz. Dillon with a rink-wide pass, but nobody was over on the far side, so it's taken back by Heiskanen of Idaho. Heiskanen around to register on the right side. 7:30 and counting left in the first, still no score. Idaho's outshot Utah 6-2. As Fitz will feed it over to Tho. Will bounce it off the near boards looking for Cole Tarchi. He tried to reach his stick out but couldn't get there. As Register back behind his net will get it to Heiskanen. Will bounce it off the near boards for Kawaguchi. Across to Wade Murphy. He gains line one-on-one. He skates towards the right circle. Shot! Saved by Preek. And Lucas holds on, making his 7th save in a row. As Wade Murphy had a pretty good look from the right side. Probably could have been a little bit more patient, but he was able to fire away. But Lucas Preek, who's been outstanding all season long, despite the 3-5 record, he's got a save percentage of .912. And even though, Idaho scored 6 goals on Wednesday, I think everybody felt that he did play a pretty good game. There's a couple odd man rushes and a couple weird bounces, but Lucas really held strong as he's making his 3rd straight start here tonight. Faceoffs in the right circle. Domowski for Idaho. Jamison for Utah. Jamison wins the draw. Grizzlies skate from left to right as we see it from high top section 203 at Idaho Central Arena. Cameron Wright crosses center ice and dumps it in. Jamison glides it towards the far boards. Now it's taken by Antonio Stranges. He gets it taken away as Jamison slot, and the shot goes wide. Idaho back towards the right side. Will lift it out to center ice. It's gloved by Pouncey near the Idaho bench. As Pouncey will feed it back into the Grizzlies zone as Cameron Wright and Ryan Domowski collided. Wright's one of those guys that he'll get under the skin of the opposition. One of those guys who just plays hard. Sure ahead to Jamison. Bounced off his stick and flies into the Steelhead zone. On to Poirier, who will bounce it off his pads towards the far side. Now Register will feed it towards neutral ice. Puck over the stick of Colton Keller. And icing is waved off. Strong got there first ahead of Victor Bartley. Strong in the near corner. Gets hit by Bartley. And Utah takes the puck. Andrew Nilsson across to Raby. Raby, rink-wide pass towards center ice, picked off by Kudla as Raby was trying to hit Mikalchuk. Now Nearham. He'll skate towards his left. He'll cross center ice. Now he gains the offensive line. He gets hit by Penner as Nearham nudged it towards the near corner. Nilsson gathers it for Utah over to Bartley. Now across to Mikalchuk, who gathered the bouncing puck. Mikalchuk skates towards the right corner, and it got poked away by Patrick Kudla. Great play by the Idaho defenseman. Nearham battling with Mikalchuk, takes it away from behind. Now Misiak across towards Hedrick, who will wrap it around the boards. It's cut off by Preek. Lucas will feed it towards the far side. Gathered by Becker. I tried to nudge it across to Misiak. Penner took it away. He'll bounce it off the far boards, does Penner. Now Nearham gets it back at neutral ice, and he'll dump it into the left corner. Corey Thomas looks over his left shoulder. Now he feeds it to his right as Utah's Aaron Tho gets bounced. But Tho will nudge it ahead to Tyler Penner. He'll dish it to center ice for Martell. Martell skates over the line. But the Grizzlies had already entered. 5:19 left in the first. Still no score between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. We're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
No score, 5:19 left in the first period. Idaho has outshot Utah 7-2. Some local breaking news. BYU quarterback Jaron Hall is declared for the 2023 NFL draft. So BYU is going to be looking for a quarterback for next season, which will be their first in the Big 12. Neutral zone draft. Utah was called for offside. Cam Strong will take it. Christian Simeone to his left and Dylan Fitz to his right. Defensive pairing is Shearer and Pouncey as the draw won by Utah. Shearer feeds it across the Pouncey right wing, and he'll wrap it around the boards after crossing center ice. It's taken by Dawson Bardo, who skates around the Idaho net, which tonight is net-minded by Remy Poirier. Now ahead to Zach Walker, who skates towards the right circle. Shot, kick, save by Preek. Idaho couldn't connect on a rebound from the left circle as Walker gathers it. Left point skates towards his right. He'll feed it over to the corner. Johnson, Kawaguchi has to go past him as it goes to the right side for Walker. Walker with a sharp angled shot, saved by Preek. Rebound goes out to Utah. As the Grizz will carry it out to center ice. Fitz crosses center. Now he gains the line, veers off to the left. Fitz in the left circle, backhand shot, saved by Poirier. Taken by Utah on the rebound up top for Shearer. He'll bounce off the boards. Now the Grizzlies get it to Fitz on the right side. Fitz with a sharp angled shot that's blocked by Johnson. Fitz gets it back and gets it to Simeone. Christian along the left side will skate towards the point. Now he stops. He'll feed it over to the left side. Shearer shot saved by Poirier. Rebound goes out to Idaho as Dawson Bardo feeds a backhand pass over to Kawaguchi. He couldn't handle it as it goes towards the center red line. James Shearer on the near side tried to nudge it across. Miller gets it taken away by Wright. Right across the center ice, he gets around a skater, and while he's falling down, fed a pass to Raby. Now back towards Wright, but Idaho pokes it away. Murphy carries it out to neutral ice. It bounces off of Nilsson. Now Jamison will throw it back to Nilsson as he's in the Grizzlies zone. Nilsson will skate towards the far wing boards. Now he'll feed it across to Bartley. Victor skates down the middle. Now he throws a left wing pass to Jamison, who dumps it in. He gets around Heiskanen. Jamison nudges across to Dakota Raby. Less than 4 minutes left in the first period. Raby gets taken down by Matt Register kind of softly. Raby gets back to his feet. He'll feed it up top, but it goes past Bartley into the Grizzlies zone. Lucas Preek will skate towards the right corner. He'll bounce off the boards on the near side to Bartley. He'll feed it to the center ice logo for Wright. Wright gains the offensive line 2-on-4. Drops out for Raby. Left wing shot blocked by Heiskanen. As Idaho will fake a pass towards the left. Now they'll carry it out towards center ice. Murphy battles with Wright. Wright takes the puck away from him. And we get a whistle as Cameron Wright, after the whistle, got hit by A.J. White. Register in the area as he grabs Aaron Tho. Looks like a penalty is going to be called. Who's it going to be on? As Register drags down a Grizzly skater, and that's Aaron Tho in the Steelhead zone. Cameron Wright can't believe it. Is he the one that got the penalty? I don't know. Hooking's the cause. Wright was battling with Wade Murphy. We're seeing which door opens up to the penalty box. Hooking's going to be the call, and it's going to be Cameron Wright, and he can't believe it. And I'm not sure I can believe it either. Idaho's outshot Utah 8-4 as Wright gets 2 minutes for hooking with 3:17 left in the first. Domowski will take the draw for Idaho against Keaton Jamison, sporting a mustache. It's kind of a subtle mustache that Jamison's wearing. Second power play for Idaho tonight. Both teams are 0 for 1 as there's still no score. And the draw won by Idaho. Patrick Cudlow on the left side. Throws it across to Hedrick, who fakes a pass over to Strongis. He gets poked away by Thomas as Thomas did a good job taking his time and space away. Jamison carries out to center ice, battles with Keller as they skate towards the Idaho line. Idaho takes it away. As Domowski at neutral ice will feed it back to Hedrick. Now across to Cudlow, skating down the middle. He'll veer off to the left point as he stops. Now he throws to the high slot for Hedrick. He feeds to the right side for Keller. He skates towards the right circle. He'll take a soft shot that bounces off a Preek and goes wide. Keller rolls it back up top for Hedrick on the right side. He'll skate towards his left, feed it to Strongis wearing number 10. Now to Keller, back up top for Strongis. Now to Hedrick, back to Strongis. Now to Keller on the right side. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Preek. Domowski from the far side takes a shot. Saved by Preek from the side. Now Domowski on a rebound. Gets it up top for Cudlow. He'll feed it across to Hedrick wearing number 7. Hedrick will switch places with Strongis and feed a pass to the right side for Cudlow. Cudlow in the right circle. Throws up top to Hedrick. One-timer. Saved by Preek. Rebound to Bartley. Victor will skate towards the near corner and he'll bounce it off the glass. He'll lift high into the air as it bounces at center ice. Hedrick gathers it. He'll feed it to the right side. Grizzlies sneak in a line change. Strongis gets over to Hedrick as he still has changed 2 skaters. Now up top for Hedrick from Strongis. Across to Cudlow. He'll skate towards the left circle. Cudlow feeds it across, but it glanced off a Grizzly stick and goes out to center ice. 35 seconds left in the power play as there's still no score. Idaho at center ice. Strongis will skate towards the near side. Now a reverse field as he tries to get around Cam Strong. Head to A.J. White. White gets blasted. Now to Murphy. One-timer goes wide as Idaho. Strongis left circle. Lefty shot. Kick saved by Preek. Puck goes back to Willie Nurum on the rebound. Now to Strongis. Up top for Register, who will skate towards his right. He'll feed it towards Murphy. Back to Register, who fakes a shot, gets to Strongis. Lefty shot, and it's blocked by Neeram out in front as he was in front of Parikh. Now Neeram feeds to the right side for Murphy. Late in the power play, Strongis lefty shot, blocked by Fitz. Out of the box is Cameron Wright. Good penalty kill by Utah. Register over to White. He tried to get it across. Wright tripped him up. No call. Cameron Wright crosses center ice 3-on-3. Over towards Strong. Backhand shot goes wide. Dylan Fitz looked for the rebound, but it glanced off his stick. As out to neutral ice, Neeram in the area, along with A.J. White. Wright nudges it into the Steelhead zone. Wright. There's a lot of names here on both teams. As it goes back to Heiskanen. As he's in his own zone, he'll ricochet off the near boards. It hits the referee. He couldn't clear it out. Now Penner skates down the middle. Slot shot. Saved by Poirier. Boy, the Grizzlies had a scoring chance because Idaho tried to clear the zone, and it bounced off the referee. One pass, and Penner was open down the middle. He took a righty shot glove side on Poirier, but the Idaho goaltender was able to make the stop. 41 seconds left in the first period. Idaho's taken 10 shots. The Grizzlies have taken 5. Remember, on Wednesday night, it was a high shot count on both teams. Utah had 42 shots, and Idaho had 37. As Idaho wins the draw in their own zone, they skate from right to left as Heiskanen gets to neutral ice, so nudge it ahead to Kawaguchi, who gains the offensive line onside. He tried to throw it ahead to Walker. Utah picks it off. McCallchuk crosses center ice. He'll get it to Penner. Grizzlies enter the zone. Over to Martell, left side. He'll skate around the net on the wraparound. I try to feather it to Penner, and picking it off is Matt Register, and the veteran was in the right place at the right time. Out to center ice. Grizzlies couldn't reach it as it goes into the Grizzlies zone. Nielsen for Utah will toss it ahead towards Penner. Backhand pass to Martell. He enters the zone, gets around Register. Martell will take a shot, and it goes just wide as Poirier cut off his shooting angle. And that does it for the first period. Boy, as Jordan Martell, hands on knees at center ice, couldn't believe it. He had a great look as he got around a skater, and then Poirier skated out of his crease as Martell was going to take the shot to take away the shooting angle. Poirier making a smart move there as Martell, if he would have had Poirier kind of on his heels a little bit, probably could have found a way to give Utah a lead in the final couple seconds of the first period. But as it sits, we're scoreless after one. Grizzlies with 6 shots. Idaho took 10. We'll recap the first period if we can and go over some scores from around the world of sports. And we'll also talk about which Grizzlies have been hot over the last few games. We got about a sellout crowd here at Idaho Central Arena. Very few empty seats as the concourse is pretty full as well. It's a unique building. Look it up on Google if you get a chance, because this is one of the more unique places in the league. Well, first intermission coming up next, presented by Siegfried and Jensen on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
First intermission here at Idaho Central Arena. No score. The Grizzlies had a really good look with about 2 seconds left in the first period. And you think about Remy Poirier, who's got an NHL entry-level deal. It was really a smart play by him skating out of his crease to kind of cut off the shooting angle from Jordan Martell. And you think about a guy on the left wing that's really been impressive. How about Martell? Had a couple really good looks late in the first period. Tyler Penner had a pretty good look from the slot a couple minutes ago. And the Grizzlies, penalty kill. Looked pretty strong in the first period. They were 0 for 2 as Idaho was 0 for 2 on the power play. Utah is 0 for 1. Idaho did win the shot count, but it did feel like the Grizzlies were able to sustain a little bit of offensive zone time. Although it seems like it's a little bit more of the transition game is how they're entering the zone. And it'll be interesting to see how the second period shapes up. And after all, the second period is the Grizzlies' best this season, as they're a +8 this year in the second periods, outscoring their opponents 31-23. Jordan Martell did lead Utah with 2 shots, 1 shot each for James Shearer, Dylan Fitz, Cameron Wright, and Tyler Penner. For Idaho, they had 10 shots in the first period. Wade Murphy had 2, and then 8 other Steelheads had 1 shot on goal. Dawson Bardo got 2 minutes for holding the stick, 2:05 into the first period, and that's the only power play the Grizzlies have had so far. They didn't have any shots during their power play. Kyle Pouncey got a cross-checking minor, 5:08 into the first period, and Utah did a good job on that penalty kill. And then Cameron Wright got a hooking minor, 16:43 in, and it was a little bit of a surprise because it was just a one-on-one battle between Wright and Murphy. And from where I'm sitting here, I'm not sure I saw much of a hook from Wright, but the call was made, and Utah did a good job on that penalty kill, even though it seemed like Idaho was able to generate a few shots on both of their power plays, but the Grizzlies did a good job keeping the puck out of the back of the net. Good first period for Lucas Perique for Utah, as he stopped all 10 shots he saw, and Remy Poirier stopped all 6 for the Idaho Steelheads. Some scores from around the league. Second intermission, Wichita leads Rapid City 4-2. The Grizzlies don't face Wichita until the second half of the season. Utah will face Rapid City for a 3-game set over at the Monument on January 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's after Utah's done playing Idaho 5 straight times, and this is the second of 5 straight meetings between the clubs. Rapid City will be at Maverick Center January 25th, 27th, and 28th for a 3-game set. And then later on in the season, the Grizzlies will be at Rapid City February 10th and 11th. And it's kind of interesting. I think we play Rapid City a little bit more in previous years than what we did this season. I think we're only playing the Rush 10 or 11 times, whereas it seems like most years the Grizzlies are playing the Rush about as much as they're playing Idaho, which is about 15 or 16 times a season. For Rapid City, Zach Court and Logan Nelson have their goals. Quinn Preston, Jack Wallen, and Jay Dickman, as well as Bates, have the Wichita goals. And Evan Beitenheis is in net for Wichita, the former Grizzly, and he has stopped 28 of 30. So after 2 periods, Wichita leads Rapid City 4-2. Also after 2 periods, Allen leads Tulsa 3-0 as Mikael Robidoux, Jack Combs, and Hank Crone have the Allen goals. Luke Parasini has stopped all 13 shots he has seen. Ellis for Tulsa has stopped 20 of 23. Allen's in last place in the Mountain Division with a record of 7-15-1, but they lead Tulsa 3-0 after 2 periods. Heading into the third period, Kansas City leads Iowa 2-0 as the Mavericks have 2 goals from Luke Morgan, his second and third this season. It looks like Shane Starrett has gotten the start for Kansas City, and he has stopped all 14 so far. Kansas City leads Iowa 2-0. 5.5 minutes left in the third period. Orlando leads Savannah 2-1. 5 minutes left in the third. Jacksonville leads Florida 5-1. 1 minute left in the third period. It's a barn burner in Toledo as Wheeling and Toledo are tied at 4. Norfolk got a victory tonight. They're 5th of the season. They are led by former Grizzlies assistant Jeff Carr as their record goes to 5-21-1. They defeat the Reading Royals. And how about that for an upset as Reading came into play tonight with a record of 16-6-1. Norfolk gets the 3-2 victory, and that's good to see. Norfolk is going to represent the All-Star Classic. That's where the All-Star game is going to be this year, and it's kind of a 3-on-3 tournament with a lot of Norfolk Admirals. In fact, the entire team for Norfolk is going to be represented at the All-Star game as they get their 5th win of the season, 3-2 the final score. Greenville over Atlanta, 3-2, and Adirondack scored a touchdown and kicked the extra point as they defeat Worcester 7-0. When we come back, we'll give you some scores from around the NBA, NHL, and beyond, and we'll give you some news on where Jaron Hall is going to play quarterback next season, and we'll also go over some of the highlights for the Grizzlies over the last couple weeks, and we'll have some fun talking hockey. As we're through one, no score between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Siegfried and Jensen.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
First intermission here at Idaho Central Arena. No score between the Grizzlies and Steelheads. Idaho outshot Utah 10-6 in the first period. In the NHL, second intermission, Nashville leads Colorado 2-1. Remember, the Avalanche are the NHL affiliate of the Grizzlies. The Idaho Steelheads are affiliated with the Dallas Stars. Other NHL action tonight. Looks like the Dallas Stars are not playing this evening. Late in the third period, Islanders lead the Panthers 4-1. Second intermission, Montreal leads. Check that. Dallas is playing tonight. Montreal leads Dallas 2-1 after 2 periods. Halfway through, the Chicago Blackhawks, who have had a tough season, but they lead Columbus 4-0. That game with 11 minutes left in the second period. First intermission, Edmonton leads Vancouver 2-0. Halfway through the first period, no score between the Kings and the Coyotes. Games that have gone final. Bruins defeat the Devils 4-3. Capitals over the Jets 4-1, and that's a notable game because Alex Ovechkin scored a goal, which is his 801st career goal, tying him with Gordie Howe for second most in NHL history. And think about Ovechkin still having some years of good hockey left in him. Wouldn't surprise me if he ends up passing Wayne Gretzky for most goals all time. After all, Ovechkin still has some good years left in him, even though he is getting a little bit older. And I got a feeling he's going to pass Gretzky within the next 2 years. Final score, Capitals 4 and the Jets 1. In a high-scoring game, Hurricanes defeat the Flyers 6-5. Getting underway in about 10 minutes from now, Blues are at the Vegas Golden Knights, and at 8:30, Calgary is at Anaheim. 2 games are postponed due to weather. Tampa Bay and Buffalo postponed due to weather, and Detroit and Ottawa postponed. That game is supposed to be played in Ottawa. So the weather for a lot of places has been rough and treacherous. Hopefully the Grizzlies will be able to get home safely after today's game, and hopefully everybody traveling on this holiday season, hopefully they'll be able to get from point A to point B to where they want to go. And, hopefully everybody will have a safe and happy holiday. After all, it is a holiday today. You think about Christmas Eve being tomorrow and Christmas Day on Sunday. Happy Festivus to everybody out there. And if you watch the TV show Seinfeld, you know what I mean. I wanted to get one of those metal poles. I think we actually have one over there to the right that's maybe a little bit taller than the Festivus pole they had, as there's a figure skater that's taking the ice here at Idaho Central Arena, and they do a great job here with game entertainment in Idaho. It's been a lot of fun here this weekend. Big crowd here, just about a sellout, as the Grizzlies scoreless after one period. And you think about the Mountain Division standings. Right now Idaho's in first place, and they're in first by a wide margin with 43 standings points and an .860 points percentage. How about the Wichita Thunder, though? The Grizzlies haven't seen them yet this season, but Wichita, who 2 years ago had a really good season when half the league didn't play back in the 2020-21 campaign, and their head coach, Bruce Ramsey, won the league's Coach of the Year award. Wichita's off to a good start. They've played a lot of home games. They're 10-3-1 at home, and they're holding their own on the road with a record of 5-6-1. They're in second place with 32 standings points. Rapid City is in third with a 481 points percentage and 26 points. They have lost 6 in a row, have the Rush, and they are trailing 4-2 through 2 periods. So it's been the ice-cold Rapid City Rush. They're about as cold as the Rapid City weather, but they are still in third place as they had a pretty good stretch before the 6-game losing streak. Kansas City is in fourth place, and they would be in the playoffs if it started today, facing the Idaho Steelheads in the first round. As for the Grizzlies, they are 11-13 in fifth place with a 458 points percentage. Tulsa is in sixth with 21 points and a 457 points percentage. And the Allen Americans are bringing up the rear with 15 points and a 326 points percentage. But Allen does lead Tulsa 3-0 after 2 periods tonight. And really, if you think about it, the Grizzlies have lost quite a few players to the AHL, but they do get 2 guys back today, as forward Zach Sekos and goaltender Trent Miner were each reassigned to the Grizzlies. However, due to travel issues, which has affected a lot of people across the country, Sekos and Miner were unable to make it. So they would have been in the lineup otherwise, but they were unable to make it to Boise. And hopefully we'll see them next week when the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads for a 3-game set. Don't forget the Grizzlies' next home game is on December 28th for a Bud Light College night with cheap student tickets. That's going to be Wednesday, December 28th, the first of 3 at Maverick Center. It's going to be an AFCU Friday, 7 days from now. And with AFCU Fridays, tickets start at just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. And make a note of the special start time on New Year's Eve. It's going to be December 31st, next Saturday, 8 days from now. It's going to be a start time of 5:10. Normally Grizzlies night games would start at 7:10. 5:10 is going to be the start time for New Year's Eve as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads. And then the following week, the Grizzlies will be in Rapid City to take on the Rush for a 3-game series. No score here at Idaho Central Arena. And when we return in 2 minutes, we will have face-off here for the middle frame. And remember, Utah has been dominant in the second periods this season, outscoring opponents 31-23. And the second period has actually been the least successful for the Idaho Steelheads. And hey, believe it or not, you think about least successful periods, Idaho has just outscored the opponents 31-20, but that's their least successful period this season. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have face-off here for the second, as you're listening to the Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. Second period action underway here. The draw is going to be at center ice. Grizzlies wearing the black jerseys tonight. It's the second time they've worn these black alternates with green numbers and white trim. Idaho wins the draw as they cross center ice, skating from left to right. Grizzlies get it back with Nilsson. He'll dump it off a Steelhead. It goes deeper into the Grizzlies zone as Justin Misiak, the Michigan Tech product, centers it, hits the side of the net. Grizzlies trying to battle. Nilsson got it taken away from Domowski, will fire it off the end wall in one hop as Keller delivers a hit on Bartley. Now puck drifts back towards Nilsson. He skates behind Utah's net. He'll feed it ahead as Keaton Jameson gathers it. He'll throw it to his right for Cameron Wright. It'll bounce off the boards. Wright will dump it in. Raby chases after. He tries to get around Haskinen, who holds up his stick, and so Raby couldn't get the puck. Register will bounce it off the near boards. Keller chasing after it. He gets there first. He crosses center ice. 3-on-3. Keller skates towards the right circle. Shot. Kick saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out to the left side as Idaho in the offensive zone. Kawaguchi will get it to the left circle. Backhand shot saved by Parikh as it bounced off him on Haskinen. Now centering pass. Murphy with a shot that goes over the head of Parikh and off the glass. Still in the offensive zone as Kawaguchi skates towards the right side. He gets past Martell, stops in the corner, throws up top to Johnson. Now back to Kawaguchi, back to Johnson. Slot, lefty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out to the left point. Kawaguchi being shadowed by Martell. Kawaguchi throws up top for Murphy, who cut in front of his teammate Johnson. Now Johnson, the right side, wearing number 13. Casey's his first name. Out to Kawaguchi on the right side. He gets it back up top for Johnson. Johnson gets hacked by Martell. Puck drifts towards the corner. Johnson chases after it. As Tho delivers a hit on Johnson, but Johnson keeps the puck. He'll wrap it around the boards. Murphy gathers it as he's got a one-on-one battle with Jameson. Murphy feeds it over to Strangis. He'll take a shot and he scores. Antonio Strangis goes top shelf where Mama hides the cookie jar over the right shoulder of Lucas Parikh. And with 18:20 left in the second period, the Steelheads have drawn first blood as the fish gets tossed in the Steelhead zone, as it's a tradition that carries on as one fish gets thrown on the ice after Idaho's first goal. It looks like one of Santa's elves picks up the fish. He holds it high into the air at center ice, and he uses a stick as a board as he holds the fish high in the air. The fans going nuts here at Idaho Central Arena. Antonio Strangis gets his third in a Steelheads uniform, and this is his fifth game as the Steelheads lead 1-0 as they have taken the first 4 shots of this second period. Becker will take the draw for Idaho against Penner as Grizzlies skate from right to left. Utah gets the draw as Thomas will bounce it off the boards near Idaho's bench. Puck lifts high into the air and into the front row behind the Grizzlies bench. There are some Grizzlies fans in attendance here tonight. I saw Nadine and Scott Hellewell earlier tonight as they waved at me from behind the Grizzlies bench. I think I see a few other Grizzlies jerseys in attendance. The Grizzlies have some great fans that have made the trip to Boise, about a 5-hour drive. Penner at center ice dumps it in after Utah won the draw. Martell chasing after it. Bardo will race around the net as Bardo nudges ahead to Jack Becker. Now the Steelheads will feed it out to Casey Johnson. He crosses center ice right wing. Now he gains the blue line. Johnson stops in the right point, drops it off for Strangis wearing number 10. He's got an NHL entry-level deal. Strangis with great speed skates around Utah's net. Now he stops in the left corner. He feeds it up top to Bardo. Bardo also an NHL entry-level deal. Over to Johnson. Slot shot blocked by the Rooster, Jordan Martell. Back to Becker. He gets hit. And the puck ends up going to Michalchuk, who skates over along the far boards. He'll bounce it off the wall. It stays in with Willie Niram. He'll get to Strangis right circle. A starting pass goes wide as he tried to find Jack Becker. Patrick Cudlow will skate back towards his blue line as he'll gather the puck. Grizzlies make a line change. Cudlow will feed it out to center ice to Niram. Niram trying to get it to Miller, but Nilsson poked it away. Now Niram left wing shot blocked by Bartley, and Bartley throws it out to center ice. Cudlip feeds it across to Hedrick. He crosses center ice. Hedrick will throw it over to the left side. It bounces off of Jade Miller and goes deeper into the Grizzlies zone. Nilsson around the net. Will nudge it ahead for Fitz. Fitz at neutral ice, crosses center, dumps it in towards Strong. Puck at the Idaho blue line. Fitz hacking away with 3 Steelheads. Strong in the area, but Idaho comes out of the pile with the puck. Kudla out to neutral ice as referee gets hit. Now Grizzlies skate in. Right wing shot goes wide, taken by Kolatarchi. Now Kawaguchi will get it to Miller across the center ice. 3-on-3. Miller gains the offensive line and will fire it towards the left corner. As Kudla gets it back off the stick of Walker. It glides along the boards, taken by Pouncey behind the net. He gets taken away. Idaho skates towards the left circle. Domowski with a lefty shot. And they score. Boy, Pouncey lost the puck behind Utah's net. Puck ended up in the left side. And Ryan Domowski was in the left circle, fired a shot, and it bounced off of Jordan Kawaguchi and into the back of the net. And boy, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you got to be looking at that and thinking Domowski tripped up Pouncey behind the Grizzlies net, and yet no call was made. That's how that play started. A no call on Kyle Pouncey getting tripped up by Domowski, and then Domowski with a shot that got redirected by Kawaguchi. Idaho leads 2-0, 16:15 left in the second. As the Grizzlies cross center ice and dump it in, Raby chasing after it. He tries to get around Matt Register. Register with his long stick gets over to Heiskanen. Now Domowski, who picked up an assist on the Kawaguchi goal, will throw it across. Goes past Colton Keller. Shearer chases after it in the Grizzlies zone. Shearer behind the net, about the same spot that Kyle Pouncey got tripped up. As Shearer just stands there. They'll feed it to the near side for Pouncey. Pouncey gains neutral ice, so bouncing off the near boards as Idaho gets tripped up. No call as Colton Keller to the right side looks to center it. Domowski wasn't home. Mouse in the house over to the left side, wraps it around the boards. Now Idaho with a shot saved by Preek. As Raby gets hit by Domowski. Raby throws ahead to Jamison. Jamison gets hit up high by Keller. Grizzlies gain the offensive line 2-on-2. Right skates towards his left. He'll take a shot. Blocked by Register. Jamison tried to feed it to Raby. Picked off by Register. Now ahead. Breakaway for A.J. White. He'll skate down the middle. Right with a backhand shot. And a kick save by Parikh. What a stop by Lucas. As he kind of got off balance. Right skated towards his right. Looked for a backhand shot. And I don't know how Lucas Parikh stopped the puck there. Great save by Lucas. That's got to be one of the best saves in the league this week. Yes, what a stop by Lucas. As he just kind of kicked his left leg out there and somehow found a way to stop the puck from going to the back of the net. Draw's going to be in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone, but the best save for Lucas Parikh tonight. Idaho scores 2 goals here in the second period early. They lead 2-0, but easily could have been 3-0. As Idaho wins the draw, they're on the right side as Strongis. Siren pass glances off the stick of Wade Murphy and goes towards the left point. Grizzlies poking out to center. Mikulchuk gets around a skater, but it glides towards Bardo, does the puck. He'll feed it out to the right side. Now ahead to Strongis. He gets around Corey Miller. Right circle shot. Kick saved by Parikh. Rebound goes all the way out towards center ice. As Johnson gets over to Bardo. Now back to Johnson. He'll feed it to the left for Strongis, who will wrap it around the boards. Parikh lets it go towards the right side. A.J. White gets it poked away. And Utah will throw it to center ice for Penner. Penner gains the line, and he'll dish it towards Miller from Mikulchuk. Righty shot. Pad saved by Poirier. Puck still in play along the far side. A.J. White around the net. Gets hit by Penner. Now it's taken by Johnson. He'll feed it to the near side for Bardo. Bardo towards neutral ice. Gets around Christian Simeone. He'll get it to the right side. Strong just dumps it in from just outside the Grizzlies' blue line as it goes to the left corner. 2 Grizzlies and 2 Steelheads battling. About 6 minutes into the second period, Idaho leads 2-0. Both goals came in the second period. Idaho centering past Niram with a shot saved by Parikh. Now Niram wraps it around the boards. Kudla chases over there. Grizzlies get there first and lift it over to the head of Kudla. Now it's taken by Cam Strong. He'll skate in, and he'll take a shot. Saved by Poirier. Strong with a borderline breakaway as he chased after it and got the puck in the Steelhead zone. Now Idaho across the center ice. Kudla gets around a skater. Left circle, lefty shot. Saved by Parikh. He makes a glove stop with 13:44 left in the second period. Idaho scored 2 goals in the first segment of play. In the second, they lead Utah 2-0. Idaho has taken 10 shots in the second period. The Grizzlies have taken none. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Idaho leads 2-0 as Antonio Strawn just scored 140 in, and less than 2 minutes, 3 seconds later, Kawaguchi found the back of the net for his 11th of the season. As Raby gains the offensive line with great speed, he stops near the corner. Raby feeds it up top for Shearers. Grizzlies in the offensive zone down 2-0. Across to Pouncey, but the puck exited the zone. Pouncey tried to throw it back in, but the Grizzlies are offside. With 13:31 left in the second period. Here in the second, Idaho's taken 10 shots, and I thought the Grizzlies were able to take at least 1 or 2 shots on Poirier, but officially, statistically, they only have 6, and all 6 of them came in the first period. As the draw, won by Idaho as they feed it up top to Owen Hedrick, who's got a 14-game point-scoring streak. He has not scored a point here tonight. Idaho skates over to the right side as Niram tries to feed it across to White. It glanced off a Grizzly stick. Taken by Cameron Wright, who feeds it over to center ice for Jamison. He'll cross the center ice logo and dump it in as it bounced off the corner onto Poirier, who covers up. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw with 13:11 left in the second as Idaho up to 12 shots in the second period. Grizzlies statistically yet to take one on Remy Poirier. Idaho this season is 12-2 at home. The only 2 losses have come to the hands of the Grizzlies as Utah won 2-1 on October 28th. And then the last time the Steelheads lost was December 3rd when Utah won 4-2. Idaho is 6-2 against the Grizzlies this year. Steelheads win the draw as Matt Register skates around his net. He'll feed it to the near side for Walker. Cross-ice pass to Jade Miller. He dumps it in, but Miller dumped it in off him in Steelheads territory. Whistle blows. Icing is called. 13:03 left to go here in the second period as we got about a sellout crowd. Very, very few empty seats here at Idaho Central Arena. I even see some Grizzlies fans in attendance, and you can tell who they are because they're wearing Grizzlies jerseys. Penner will take the face-off for Utah. He's got 5 goals and 1 assist in his last 10 games coming into play tonight. He'll take the draw against Jade Miller. Utah wins the offensive zone face-off. Right wing, Nilsson's shot goes wide as the puck glides along the near boards. Martell collides with Walker as Michalchuk feeds it to the corner for Penner. He looks to center to Martell. It glanced off his stick back to the corner. Michalchuk tried to get it back to Bartley, but Register took it away. Miller crosses center ice. He dumps it in. Preek out of his net. Will feed it along the near boards. Walker over to Kawaguchi, who picked up a goal in the second period. As Walker spins it across, Heiskanen will skate towards the corner. He's got the puck. He's in the left circle. He'll drop it off for Kawaguchi, who skates around Utah's net. As Kawaguchi looked to center it, poked away by Bartley. Right wing, Register shot. Got redirected by Miller and goes wide. As Nilsson accessed Parikh as he held up the far boards. Good job by Andrew Nilsson. Grizzlies carried out to center ice as Penner will feed it across to Michalchuk. Now centers it to Bartley. Now to Martell, left side shot. Saved by Poirier. Good look by Jordan Martell, who takes his 3rd shot of the contest. But Poirier was able to make the save. You can tell Martell looks up to the heavens and kind of has that anguished look to him, as I think Martell, hasn't scored a goal yet this season. Started the year 13 games with Fort Wayne, and this is the 4th game that he's played with Utah. I got a feeling, though, he's going to score quite a few goals in the Grizzlies uniform. He's on the bench now as Cameron Wright, Dakota Raby, and Keaton Jamison are out there. Jamison takes the faceoff, wins it. Raby shot saved by Poirier. Rebound goes out to the left corner. Domowski feeds it across to Dawson Bardo as the Steelheads skate from left to right in the second period. Bardo carries it to neutral ice line, feeds it across to Johnson. Johnson out towards Domowski. It bounced off his stick in Grizzlies territory, and it goes into the Grizzlies zone as Corey Thomas out towards right. Now, Jamison bouncing off the boards at that center ice as Domowski will ricochet it off the wall. He'll kick it off of Jamison. Raby tries to gain the offensive line, but lost the puck. Casey Johnson has it. He'll skate around the Idaho net as Johnson will ricochet it off the near boards. Keller nudges across to Domowski. He'll feed it towards Strongis. It bounced off a Grizzly stick. Now Utah has it near the Idaho bench as Raby feeds it across to Corey Thomas. Now Aaron Tho will throw it ahead. Now back to Tho wearing number 28. 11 left in the second period. Pass to center ice for Raby, who has it tap off his stick into the Steelhead zone. Poirier will bounce it off the far corner. Grizzlies nudge it towards Cam Strong, who's being shadowed by Johnson. Now high slot, sure with a shot, and it bounced off of Strong. Johnson gathers it, and he skates around the Idaho net. Strong pokes it away as he nudges across, but A.J. White gathers it for Idaho. White skates down the middle. He crosses center ice. Now he veers off to the left. White skates towards the left circle. Now he feeds a sharp-angled shot saved by Parikh. Now goes back to White. On the right side, he's the captain for Idaho. He'll get it across. It bounced off the stick of Fitz. Now Strong just with a lefty shot goes wide. Right, White gets it off the boards on the near side. As Wade Murphy throws it up top to Hedrick. Now across to Kudla, across to Murphy. I was looking for a backhand shot in the slot and couldn't get it off. As Grizzlies will throw it ahead, but it's going to be icing as Cam Strong looked for Colatarchi and Shearer, and the pass wasn't near either one. So icing on the Grizzlies. Are about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes here as Idaho in the second period has outshot the Grizzlies 13-2. Antonio Strong just scored 140 in with Wade Murphy and Casey Johnson getting the assist. And then Jordan Kawaguchi scored 343 in with Domowski and Walker getting the assists. Draw one by Idaho as Haskinen on the right side gets it to Justin Misiak. He'll bounce it off the end wall. Jack Becker, left wing shot, and glanced off a Grizzly stick, and it was Cam Strong. As a Steelhead, still with the puck as they skate towards the right point. Nearham will feed it across. Grizzlies got a stick in away as it goes to center ice. Good defensive play by Dylan Fitz. As Becker skates back to his blue line, now he starts the attack. Skates north-south, but loses the puck. Fitz trying to feed it across. It glanced off a register stick onto Misiak. Misiak on the right side, skates towards the corner. Stops in the corner, gets to Haskinen. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Parikh. Now rebound, hacking away, and the Steelhead score. It wasn't even the second attempt. It was the third try, and Justin Misiak just put the biscuit in the basket as there was some loose change out in front. Misiak gets his third goal of the season. And just like that, 9:39 left in the second. It's the Steelheads 3 and the Grizzlies nothing. Fans are going crazy here at Idaho Central Arena. It was a scoreless game through one, but 3 goals in the first 10 minutes and 21 seconds of this third period as Strongis, Kawaguchi, and now Justin Misiak has found the back of the net. Idaho up 3-0. Owen Hedrick still scoreless. He's got a point in 14 straight games. He gets it across to Kudlow across the center red line. He'll dump it in as it bounces off the boards on one hop. As Nilsson feeds it across to Martell. It glanced off of Walker for Idaho. Grizzlies feed it across at neutral ice, but Kudlow feeds him, kind of cuts in front of Penner. As Hedrick will bounce it off the boards. Bartley kept it in the zone. As it's taken by McCallchuk. Near side. Shot saved by Poirier. And it glanced off Poirier's pads and goes out of play. 9 minutes and 9 seconds left in the second. Idaho has taken 15 shots in the second period. 3 have found the back of the net. They lead Utah 3-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Presented by America First Credit Union.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life. I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
9:09 left in the second period. Idaho leads 3-0. It was a scoreless game through one, and Idaho with 3 unanswered here early on in the second period. The backup goaltender to Lucas Preek is Chris Coma, the brother of Matt Coma, who used to work at KUTV. In fact, Matt Coma used to work with the Grizzlies. Chris Coma, a University of Utah product, lives in the Boise area. As Trent Miner was reassigned to the Grizzlies but couldn't make it due to travel issues, and that's the same case with forward Zach Sekos, who was also reassigned to the Grizzlies. Utah's also without Taryn Pfizer tonight, and the captain Connor McDonald and Johnny Walker and Bryson Martin. As Utah wins the offensive zone draw, as Nielsen feeds it across to Bartley. Victor nudges it towards the left corner. It bounces on the stick of Johnson. Oh, now Raby poked it away from Johnson onto Poirier, who somehow was able to make the save. I don't think Poirier had even saw it, but it was towards his pads, and he was able to cover up. What a crafty play by Dakota Raby, just poking it away from Casey Johnson just out in front of the crease. Poirier with a deep breath as he knew that he got lucky on that one. That's the fourth shot taken by the Grizzlies in the second period. Off the draw, Raby shot, and it's blocked. Right towards the right side, gets held up. Raby tried to center it back to right, and Idaho takes it away. 3-on-2. Idaho crosses center ice. Miller gains the line. He feeds to the right side for Walker. He'll take a shot. Kick save by Preek in the butterfly position. Goes back to Utah. Grizzlies cross center ice. Raby gains the offensive line. Left side, stops to the point. He'll backhand pass it out to Jamison. Jamison in the corner. Bartley skates towards the crease. Jamison over towards right around the net. Now right skates towards the near side. Now he feeds the centering pass towards Raby. Glanced off his stick. Jamison shot goes wide. And the Steelheads will throw it out to the right point. Jamison kept it in the offensive zone. Raby across to Nielsen as Aaron Tho will join the play. As around the net, Cameron Wright will skate towards the far corner. He's being shadowed by Casey Johnson. Now Wright will stop in the right wing. He'll take a shot and he goes wide. And the puck glides along the near wing boards. Idaho will make a line change. 8 minutes and counting left in the second period. Idaho leads 3-0. Throw ahead to Cam Strong. It glanced off his stick and goes deep into the Steelhead zone. Now Strong tries to reach the puck along the far boards and couldn't. Zach Walker flips it high into the air. It bounces. Wade Murphy will dump it in from neutral ice. Preek behind his net will throw the puck towards the near boards. Keller trying to locate it. He gets hit by Cam Strong. Murphy throws a pass to the corner for Domowski. Back to Murphy. He'll take a shot. Kick save by Preek. As Christian Simeone will bounce it off the near glass. And now Simeone skates over there, gets the puck back. He'll cross center ice. Simeone will bounce it off the far boards. Poirier plays it behind his net. He'll feed it to Register on the far side. He'll nudge it ahead. It glanced off Simeone's stick. Turnover. McCallchuk shot. Kick save by Poirier. As Grizzlies towards the left point. Cam Strong gets pushed towards the offensive blue line. Idaho pokes it out to center. Corey Thomas will skate towards the Idaho bench. He played for them last season and was in training camp with the Steelheads. He'll feed it across. Now pass across gets picked off by Thomas. He'll skate towards the left side. He looked to center it, but it bounced off of Haskinen. Thomas gets tripped up in the corner, no call. And the Steelheads will get it ahead to Keller. 2-on-2. Keller will feed it across to Murphy. Left wing, he crosses center ice. Now Murphy gains the offensive line. Tried to throw it back to Keller, but he was skating off the ice. So Utah gets it back. Penner will get it to McCallchuk. McCallchuk at center ice on a pass from Pouncey. Now goes back into the Grizzlies zone as Idaho ices the puck. It got redirected, so no icing. Thomas skates after it, gets it over to Pouncey. He'll get it to Penner. It glanced off his skate. Now White feeds it to the left circle, taken away by Pouncey. Grizzlies nudge it ahead to McCallchuk. He'll skate into the right side. I look to center to Martell, but Johnny hung around the left circle. As Martell being shadowed by Hedrick. Over to McCallchuk. He gets hit by Kudla. He gets slashed by Kudla. No call. As Willie Niram crosses center ice, he'll feed it off the far wing boards. Taken by White as he bounced it off of Nielsen. Now Kudla around the net with a pass, and it glides to the near side. Utah gets it. The Rooster, Jordan Martell, will skate towards the left circle. Martell, I looked to center it out in front, but kept the puck, skated around the net, centered it, and Idaho took it away and clears it out to center. Jamison back in his own zone, gets it across to Nielsen. Andrew has a point in 6 of his last 7 games, so backhand a pass back to the far side. Grizzlies get it to center. And they drop it off for Martell, who crosses center ice. Martell now on the right wing. I tried to skate towards the goal line, got poked away by Johnson. Idaho wraps it around the boards, though in the left point, gets to Martell. He skates towards his right, and a good poke check by Jack Becker. Becker carries it out to center ice, skates towards the right circle. Centers over to Stranges. He'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. Puck glides along the near boards. Taken by Cameron Wright. He skates fast over to the left circle. Wright tries to gain towards center ice and towards the middle. And Idaho poked it away, and a redirection goes out of play into section 110 as a fan in row 3 comes away with a souvenir. 5:07 left in the second. Idaho leads 3-0. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey. presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. Happy Festivus, everybody. Idaho leads 3-0. The Steelheads had 10 shots in the first period. They've already taken 17 here in the second. Grizzlies with 6 shots in the second and 5 here in the second. As the Steelheads win the draw, they're in their own zone as Kawaguchi throws out to center ice. It's gloved by Bartley. He drops it and gets over to Nilsson back in the Grizzlies zone. Utah skating from right to left as we see it from high top section 203. As Idaho scored 3 unanswered here in the second. Raby gains the offensive line, gets it taken away by Register. He'll feed it out to center ice for Antonio Stranges, who's got great speed. Stranges centers it to Becker. He swings and misses as we got back check now. Out in front, Steelheads with a shot, and they score. And that's Kawaguchi's second of the game. As it looked like Becker kind of swung and missed on a wrist shot. And then the puck ended up towards the net. And Kawaguchi got Parikh off balance. And with 4:42 left in the second period, it's now a 4-0 hockey game. Draw is going to be at center ice. Idaho has outscored Utah 10-3 here so far in the 2-game series. Draw is going to be at center ice as the Steelheads juggernaut just continues this evening. They've been unbelievable this year. Idaho wins the draw. They'll feed it to the right side, and the pass is wide to Colton Keller. As sure, back deep in his own zone, will feed it past Aaron Thome on to Fitz, who crosses center ice. Fitz lifts it over the head of Heiskanen. Kulatarchi chasing after as he collides with Register behind the Idaho net. Register gets the puck. So he'll nudge it ahead to Keller. Keller at neutral ice, feeds it across. It's gloved by Aaron Thome, about chest high. Thome will have a glance off his stick, and Matt Register at center ice will wrap it around the boards as it goes towards the right point. As Aaron Thome collides with Zach Walker, Grizzlies will ice the puck as Dylan Fitz skates over there. Got redirected, so no icing. As Cudler around the net will feed it towards the far side. Now it's Jade Miller with a breakaway. Oh, but he's offside. Boys, Idaho is deep in their own zone, fed it across ice to Jade Miller, but the linesman said Miller was offside with 3:58 left in the second period. Draw is actually going to come all the way back into the Idaho zone. Boy, we talked about the second period being to the Grizzlies' advantage, and it really has this season. But you think about the second periods in this series, Idaho outscored Utah 3-1 on Wednesday night, and so far tonight they've outscored Utah 4-0. As Idaho gets the puck, the net gets dislodged as Jade Miller collided with a Grizzly skater behind the net. And it looks like that was Vladislav Mikalchuk, the Belarus native. As they'll put the net back in place, Draw's going to be in the Steelhead zone. About a sellout crowd here at Idaho Central Arena, and the fans here, or at least the Steelheads fans in attendance, like what they were seeing. I say that because there's a decent amount of Grizzlies fans who have made the trip as well. Penner will take the face-off in the near circle. He's a Colgate University product, second year in the ECHL. Spent the 2020-21 season with the Birmingham Bulls, where he was a teammate of Cam Strong's. Those guys were teammates over in Birmingham. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Martel with a shot saved by Poirier. Rebound goes out right side. Penner with a Pouncey with a shot that goes wide. Penner delivers a hit on Miller. As Penner up top for Corey Thomas, wearing number 3. Now to Penner. Skates towards his right, but Miller pushed him out of the zone, and the puck as well. Thomas ahead to Martel. Grizzlies re-enter. Martel to the left side. Gets to the circle. Throws it back up top for Thomas. Now to the high slot for Pouncey. A glance off his stick. Misiak's got it. He's already got a goal tonight. 2-on-2. Misiak left circle. Takes a lefty shot. Kick save by Parikh. Rebound goes out to Hedrick. Hedrick to the high slot. Takes a righty shot. And it goes just wide. He's got redirected. Parikh lost his pad, and the whistle blows as the pad on the stick side of Lucas Parikh came loose, and the official blew the whistle for safety reasons. Idaho wasn't too thrilled about the whistle being blown because they had a scoring chance that they're in the midst of. Parikh actually got ran into, and that's why he lost his blocker. And the whistle blew so he could get his blocker back. But Parikh's arguing that there should have been goaltender interference. He now points to his pads and says that there's some pad issues. And so Lucas Parikh will skate towards the Grizzlies bench, and Mason Whalen, the equipment manager, will meet him at the door as Parikh talks about his pads coming unglued. Now Whalen will skate towards the stick rack, and it looks like Mason Whalen is going to work on the pads of Lucas Parikh with 3:14 left in the second period. We mentioned Wednesday a lot more than we have tonight. The Grizzlies' new third jerseys that I think you can find at the Grizzlies team store. Now, don't forget, every Grizzlies home game, go to the Grizzlies team store. It will be open 1 hour before face-off, and you can get these jerseys, replica jerseys that the Grizzlies are wearing this weekend. It's a third look. They'll probably wear them at home later on in the regular season. As Ryan Kanasowicz having a chat with Jake Jackson, the referee, as Kanasowicz couldn't believe it. And you think about Idaho's second goal, it was a play that started with Kyle Pouncey getting tripped up behind the Grizzlies net. It went uncalled, and then eventually Domowski had the puck in the left side, bounced off of Kawaguchi and ended up in the back of the net as they continue to work on the pads of Lucas Parikh. As Idaho, you think about the shot count kind of getting out of the way for the getting out of hand for the Grizzlies. The Utah had 42 shots on Wednesday as Parikh is back on the ice as he'll skate towards his net. As Mason Whalen doing a great job as the second-year head equipment manager of the Grizzlies. Before that, he spent quite a few years as the Grizzlies' assistant equipment manager. Draws going to be in the left circle. But tonight, 29-12 is the edge for the Steelheads. Getting a little noisy in Boise, says the PA announcer. Draw won by the Steelheads in the offensive zone as Casey Johnson will throw it to his left. Wade Murphy will wrap it around the boards. It's taken by Raby. He'll get it across as Andrew Nilsson crosses center ice. He lumbers into the Grizzlies' offensive zone. Right wing, he'll bounce it off the end wall. Jamison has a glance off his stick, and it goes to Dawson Bardo. Idaho skates from left to right here in the second period as White feeds it across to Murphy. Right side, Murphy gains the line, but he's offside as White had to lift the puck high and lift the puck a little bit, and it kind of bounced towards Murphy, and the timing was messed up as the Grizzlies did a good job protecting their blue line. 2:51 left in the second. It's amazing. 19 shots for Idaho here in the second, while the Grizzlies have taken 6. We'll go over some scores from around the world of sports, including some ECHL scores. We'll let you know if the Rapid City Rush have lost their 7th in a row, as they had lost 6 in a row, and take on Wichita tonight. As the Steelheads win the neutral zone draw, and they'll dump it around the boards. Grizzlies will tap it off the near glass and goes to center ice as Wright tries to get around Bardo. Now Raby carries it in, gets held up by Bardo. Johnson takes the puck. Bardo gets wrapped around by Wright. And you don't call one side, but then you call it the other. Wright's going to go to the penalty box, as it looked like about 10 seconds before Wright, and it was a good call. I mean, Wright did wrap around the Idaho player by the shoulder. But you think about, a few seconds before that, an Idaho player had grabbed the Grizzly around the shoulder. And that one wasn't called. It's just, you think about Wednesday night, the Grizzlies getting 5 power plays and Idaho getting 2. And yet this is the one where it seems like it's kind of gone back the other way. So Grizzlies having a tough time finding a break here in Idaho as Wright will slowly skate to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Dawson Bardo holding a towel to his face as if he had drawn blood. But it's only going to be a 2-minute penalty. Idaho 4, Utah nothing. Both teams will have 4 days off and then meet on Wednesday, December 28th here at Maverick Center for the first of a 3-game series. It's going to be a Bud Light College night. Steelheads on the power play. All 3 of their goals have been scored, or all 4 of their goals have been scored 5-on-5. They don't have a power play goal yet. In fact, it's the first power play by either team in the second period, and it is a 4-minute penalty. They gave him an extra 2 minutes because Dawson Bardo drew blood. Grizzlies get it and clear it out. So a double minor for high sticking for Cameron Wright as he's in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. little bit more than 2 minutes left in the second period, 2:15 and counting. Idaho skates from left to right as Register drops it back for Kawaguchi. Now ahead to Murphy. Murphy right wing gains the offensive line, skates towards the corner. Now he feeds it up top to Nerum. Now to Register. He'll get it to the left side for Kawaguchi on hat trick watch. Back to Register. He takes a lefty shot that goes wide, and Grizzlies trying to poke it out. It stays in. Good play by Murphy. Kawaguchi over to Register. He skates towards his right. Now back to Kawaguchi, left side. He'll take a lefty shot, glanced off a stick, and Preek tried to make the save, but it stays in play. Idaho wraps around the boards, looking for Shearer, cuts it off. Now Aaron Tho will clear it out. Grizzlies make a line change. Idaho with an outlet pass. Now skating in, centering pass. Keller with a shot. The Grizzlies back-checked him, and Cam Strong is going to get a penalty. Slashing is going to be the call, and we're going to have a 5-on-3 for Idaho. For 2 minutes. There's 1:28 left in the second period. Cameron Wright's still in the box for 2 minutes, 56 seconds. And the Steelheads with a 4-0 lead. Grizzlies penalty kills held strong, but it's now going to be a 5-on-3 as Grizzlies made a line change, but Idaho's Remy Poirier threw an outlet pass about 3/4 of the length of the ice. And then one pass from the left to Keller was cutting down the middle. And then Cam Strong looking for the back check, just kind of poked it away from Keller, but the official made the call. 4-0 Steelheads. Draws going to be in the left circle. Idaho wins it. Cudlow will get it to Hedrick. 5-on-3 power play. Hedrick gets to the right side for Antonio Strangis. Back to Hedrick, who's got a point in 14 straight. Over to the left side. Shot. Saved by Preek. Rebound. Starting pass. Shot. And it goes wide as Domowski missed the net. Hedrick on the left side gets it across to Cudlow. 1:10 left in the second period. He'll throw it to the right side for Strangis. Back to Hedrick. He'll take a shot that goes wide. Goes back to Keller. He switches places with Hedrick. Keller over to Hedrick. One-timer. Saved by Parikh. Lucas holds on. 59 seconds left in the second period. 1:32 left in the Cam Strong penalty, which was for slashing. And then Cameron Wright got a double minor for high sticking. As it looked like initially it was going to be a 2-minute penalty, but Dawson Bardo, showing blood, was able to talk the official into giving him an extra 2 minutes. Draw won by the Steelheads as Cudlow will feed it across to Strangis. Back to Hedrick, who faked the shot. Gets it back to Strangis, who's got 1 goal tonight. He'll get to the near goal line for Domowski. Back to Strangis. He's down the middle. He'll feed it to the left side as Idaho gets it with Colton Keller. He gathers it, throws it towards Strangis. But it exits the zone. Goes all the way out towards Remy Poirier, who skates about 10 feet in front of his net and throws an outlet pass to Cudlow. Idaho across the center ice. Now they gain the offensive line. Thomas poked it away. Domowski gathers it. They'll throw it across towards Hedrick. Hedrick on the right point. Feeds it down the middle for Strangis. He'll skate towards the right circle. Back to Hedrick. Shot. Saved by Preek. And Preek's helmet goes flying off as Hedrick with a shot. And is Preek okay? He got that one right in the face, or right in the helmet. And remember, the backup tonight is Chris Coma, a Boise native who's an emergency backup. Preek looking over to see if he's okay. 3 Grizzlies, all the 3 Grizzlies skaters looking at Preek as Hedrick's one-timer in the slot bounced off of Preek's helmet. Preek's helmet went flying, and hopefully Lucas is okay as he now gets back to his feet. Draw's going to be in the right circle of the Grizzlies zone. 22.3 seconds left in the second. Thinking about the emergency backup situation, the Grizzlies were coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the Brady DeVries game, which is on December 29th of 2021. As the Steelheads win the draw, Register on the right side. He'll feed it to the near goal line for White. Back to Register. Less than 10 seconds left in the period as White towards the end wall. And he'll get it and skate around the net. He'll feed it towards Murphy. Now to Kawaguchi. 2 seconds left over to Register. One-timer. And it's blocked by Bartley. And time runs out on the Steelheads on their power play in the second period. They'll have a 5-on-3 for the first 32 seconds of the third period. And then after that, we'll still have a 5-on-4 for about 50 seconds after that. As Cameron Wright got 4 minutes for high sticking. And then Cam Strong with a slashing minor. Well, we were scoreless after one period. Idaho scored 4 unanswered in the second as both teams head to the locker room. Last period of play coming up before the Christmas break as Idaho leads 4-0. Siegfried and Jensen intermission reports coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, You always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Second intermission here at Idaho Central Arena. And the Steelheads lead 4-0. It was scoreless after one period, with Idaho out shooting Utah 10-6. Well, in the second period, the Grizzlies had 6 shots. The Steelheads had 22. Antonio Strong just got the Steelheads on the board, 140 in. Wade Murphy and Casey Johnson with the assist. The Steelheads are a perfect 15-0 when scoring first this year. Jordan Kawaguchi scored 343 in to make it a 2-0 game. And that's controversial, I think, a little bit in Grizzlies fans' eyes, because Kyle Pouncey had the puck behind Utah's net. He got tripped up. No call on the play. Idaho then fed it to the left circle for Ryan Domowski. And then, Domowski took a shot. It bounced off a body, and it appears to be Jordan Kawaguchi's, and then somehow trickled back past the goal line and past Lucas Parikh. And so that's how Idaho took a 2-0 lead. And then Justin Misiak got his third of the year, 10-21 in. Willie Niram and Corey Haskinen with the assists. And then Kawaguchi got his second of the game to make it a 4-0 hockey contest, 15-18 in. Jack Becker and Antonio Strongis with the assists. So Strongis has 1 goal and 1 assist and a +2 rating. Kawaguchi with 2 goals. Jack Becker's a +2. Justin Misiak with 1 goal, and he's a +2. Matt Register's a +2, which means for the season, he is now a +30, which is just unbelievable. That's more than a +1 rating on average here in the regular season, as it's game 26 for the Steelheads, and I don't know that there's been a team in league history that's off to a stronger first 26 games than the Steelheads, who have a record of 21-3-0-1. For the Grizzlies, Lucas Parikh has stopped 28 of 32, and Remy Poirier for Idaho is a perfect 12 for 12. We'll see if we can jinx his chance at a shutout here in the third period. For the Grizzlies, in terms of shots, Jordan Martell leads the way with 4. 2 shots for Dakota Raby and Vladislav Mikalchuk, and then 1 shot for James Shearer, Fitz, Wright, and Penner. So tough first 2 periods for the Grizzlies. Really a tough second period. First period, nobody scored, but that second frame, it just kind of shows you the firepower that the Steelheads have. Looks like breaking news. I guess Alex Ovechkin has scored another goal to give him 802 for his career. I think that's the case, at least. We know he tied Gordie Howe with 801 goals in his career, and Alex Ovechkin looking for Wayne Gretzky's record. He's quite a few away, and looks like Ovechkin has passed Gordie Howe for second place with 802 goals on the all-time scoring list as he matched Gordie Howe a couple hours ago with 801. And it looks like Ovechkin has scored again for his 802nd goal. So the only guy that's got more goals in NHL history than Alex Ovechkin is Wayne Gretzky. And so Ovechkin's probably 2 really strong years away from passing the great one. And when you think about how many good years Ovechkin's got left, I think my money is on him becoming the all-time NHL goal scorer here in the next couple years. And maybe by the end of the 2024 calendar year, Ovechkin will be the record holder. Big crowd here at Idaho Central Arena tonight. Let's go over some scores from around the world of sports. Looks like the Rapid City Rush are going to lose their 7th straight game as they trail Wichita 7-4 with 30 seconds left in the 3rd period. So Wichita's record is going to go to 16-9-2, while the Rapid City Rush will fall to 13-15. And like I said, the Rush have now lost 7 in a row as that game has just gone final. 7-4 the final score. Wichita's in 2nd place in the Mountain Division. Allen led 3-0 after 2 periods. Both teams scored 2 goals in the 3rd, and Allen holds on to a 5-2 victory. We want to congratulate Tommy Daniels, who's coming up here next week, will pass 1,000 games as the voice of the Allen Americans. So congratulations to Tommy Daniels, who's one of the best broadcasters in the league. He's coming up on 1,000 games as Allen Americans broadcaster. That will be next week. Kansas City defeats Iowa 4-1 as Luke Morgan scored 2 goals. Theo Calvis and Josh Lamon each found the back of the net as well. As the Kansas City Mavericks, who've kind of been a decent team this year, their record goes to 11-10-3. Iowa's record falls to 6-12-6-1. Orlando defeats Savannah 3-1. Grizzlies will take on both Savannah and Orlando on the road in the month of February as the Solar Bears scored the final 3 goals of the game after Thompson had scored for Savannah early on. Orlando 3, Savannah 1. Jacksonville defeats the defending champion Florida Everblades 5-1. Jacksonville had a pretty good game from Christopher Brown, who had 1 goal and 1 assist. And it looks like Brendan Harris had 1 goal and 3 assists. And Luke Martin, the former Grizzly, also found the back of the net. And former Grizzly Hunter Skinner had 1 assist as Jacksonville defeats Florida 5-1. In overtime, Wheeling gets a 5-4 victory over Toledo. Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals defeat Reading 3-2 as Norfolk goes to 5-21-1 this season. And they defeat Reading, who's got a record of 16-6-1. So you're talking about a big-time upset over at the Norfolk Scope. Greenville defeats Atlanta 3-2, and Adirondack scored a touchdown and kicked the extra point as they defeat Worcester 7-0. When we come back in 90 seconds, we will go over some scores from around the world of sports, including the NBA and NHL. Second intermission, Idaho leads Utah 4-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by America First Credit Union.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you. If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Interesting here at Idaho Central Arena. Steelheads broadcaster Cam McGuire just sang a Christmas song that they played on the video board. Can't say Cam's a good singer, but he is a good broadcaster. He's the reigning league broadcaster of the year, which is really the trophy that I'm going for this season. A game that was the final score in overtime. Colorado defeated Nashville 3-2 as the Avalanche are the Grizzlies' NHL affiliate. And it's going to be interesting to see as Colorado starts to get healthy, the Avalanche, that is, that, some players will trickle down to the Colorado Eagles, and that should help the Utah Grizzlies out. And if you joined us late, goaltender Trent Miner and forward Zach Sekos were each reassigned to the Grizzlies, but due to travel issues, they couldn't make it tonight. And so Lucas Parikh is in net, and the emergency backup for the second straight game is University of Utah product Chris Coma. And hopefully we'll see Sekos and Miner in the Grizzlies' next homestand, which will be a 3-game set against the same Idaho Steelheads team. Remember, the next Grizzlies home game is going to be a Bud Light College night on Wednesday, December 28th. Next Friday, 7 days from now, is going to be an AFCU Friday, where tickets start at just $8 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. And make a note, 8 days from now on New Year's Eve, it's going to be a special 5:10 face-off. Normally on evening games, it starts at 7:10, but it's going to be a 5:10 face-off on New Year's Eve in the final game of the 3-game homestand. We mentioned Colorado. They defeat Nashville 3-2 in overtime. There were 2 games that were postponed. Lightning's game against the Buffalo Sabres was postponed due to weather, and the Detroit Red Wings were supposed to play in Ottawa, and that game also postponed. The Steelheads NHL affiliate is the Dallas Stars, and Dallas got a 4-2 victory over the Montreal Canadiens. Islanders defeat the Panthers 5-1. Hurricanes over the Flyers 6-5. The Capitals get a 2-1 victory or 4-1 victory over the Winnipeg Jets. But the big story is Alex Ovechkin, who scored 2 goals. And it's notable because it's goals 801 and 802 in his great career as he passes Gordie Howe for second place all time in the NHL goal scoring barrage. And now the only guy who's got to pass is Wayne Gretzky. And I got my money on Ovechkin passing that record within the next 2 calendar years. As Ovechkin's still playing some outstanding hockey. He even mixed in an assist in the Capitals' 4-1 victory over the Winnipeg Jets. Bruins defeat the Devils 4-3. Games in progress. First intermission, Vegas leads St. Louis 1-0. Halfway through the second period, Kings and Coyotes are tied at 1. 12 minutes left in the first, Calgary leads Anaheim 1-0. Second intermission, Vancouver and Edmonton are tied at 2. And halfway through the third period, the Chicago Blackhawks lead the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-2. In the NBA tonight, a bunch of games in action. Let's just go over the final scores as the Magic defeat the Spurs 133-113. 76ers defeat the Clippers 119-114. Hawks over the Pistons 130-105. Celtics defeat the Wolves 121-109. Raptors over the Cavaliers 118-107. Nets over the Bucks 118-100. Mavericks defeat the Rockets 112-106. Bulls defeat the Knicks 118-117. Pacers over the Heat 111-108. And in overtime, the Pelicans defeat the Thunder 128-125. Here at Idaho Central Arena, the Steelheads lead the Grizzlies 4-0. And when we come back, we'll have third period action here from Idaho Central Arena as the Grizzlies looking to make a comeback attempt. This has been the Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey as Idaho leads 4-0. We're about set to start third period action. Don't forget the Grizzlies are going to be shorthanded 5-on-3. I kind of buried the lead there in the second intermission as Idaho's going to have a two-man advantage for 32 seconds and then a 5-on-4 after that. So it's important for the Grizzlies to at least stop the 5-on-3 because if Idaho scores 5-on-3, then after all, they stayed with a 5-on-4 power play after that as Cameron Wright got a double minor for high sticking and Cam Strong, while the Grizzlies were shorthanded 5-on-4, got a slashing minor. For Idaho, they had 10 shots in the first period, 22 in the second. And their big score has been Jordan Kawaguchi with 2 goals. And really, if you think about the Steelheads, it's been just about everybody that's contributed. But you think about Owen Hedrick, who's got a 14-game point scoring streak. He has not scored this evening. He missed Wednesday's game, and Hedrick still off the score sheet. And so the 14-game point scoring streak is on the line for him. For Dakota Raby, he scored a point in 5 straight games for Utah and has a point in 10 of 11 games. And so he has not gotten on the score sheet yet, as neither has anybody for the Grizzlies. And I'm not sure how you jinx a visiting as an opposing goaltender like what Remy Poirier is going through, stopping all 12 shots through the first 2 periods. Andrew Nilsson's had a pretty good run as well, as he's got a point in 7 of his last 8 games. Draw is going to be at center ice. It's won by Idaho as the Steelheads skate from right to left as we see it from high atop section 203. Steelheads with a 5-on-3 power play as Register will feed it to the left side for Kawaguchi. He'll step over the line, tries to drop it off to the left point. Tyler Penner will poke it back to center ice. Register gets it. 15 seconds left in the 5-on-3. He'll throw it across the right side for Murphy. Murphy gets around a skater. He'll take a righty shot and it goes wide. Kawaguchi on the near side gets blasted by Penner. Register will feed it across to Nearham. He'll look to center it. White shot saved by Parikh. As a great stop by Lucas. Out of the box is Cam Strong. Now to the slot. Murphy righty shot. Saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out to the far corner. White will feed it across to Kawaguchi. He's on the left side. Now he'll dish it up top for Register. Register gets it across to Kawaguchi on the left side. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Parikh. Rebound out in front. Nearham tries to feed it to White, but his stick was lifted, and it goes all the way deep into the Steelhead zone. Watch out for Kawaguchi. He's already got 2 tonight. He's on hat trick watch as Register skates around Remy Poirier's net. Both teams make a line change as Register will drop it off for Strongis. Antonio's his first name. He'll get it across to Keller. He'll gain the line with momentum. He'll skate to the right circle. Now stops. Throws it up top for Hedrick. Across to Register. Back to Hedrick in the high slot. Now he gets to Strongis in the left. Strongis switches places with Hedrick. Now Stranges back to Hedrick along the near boards. Across to Stranges, back to Hedrick. One-timer. Kick saved by Parikh in the butterfly position. As Fitz will clear it out. As Wright's out of the penalty box. And no icing on the play. As Wright chasing after Idaho. As the puck deep in the Steelhead zone. Now Wright will come off the ice for a change. Michalchuk will enter. As Idaho with a blue line to blue line pass to Domowski will backhand it deep in the Grizzlies zone. Parikh behind the net will wrap it around. It cuts off by Domowski. He gets it to the right side. Domowski gets spun around by Bartley. Now goes back to Zach Walker. Will dish it up top to Bardo. Bardo back to Walker. He's got long hair over to Hedrick. Now to the right side for Stranges. Back to Hedrick. And now he'll drop it off for Stranges. So he'll skate towards his left. He'll take a lefty shot that's blocked. Rebound goes out to Nilsson. Andrew will throw it to Michalchuk, who crosses center ice. Dumps it in. Jordan Martell leads the Grizzlies with 4 shots on goal. He has a bounce off his stick to the far corner from Michalchuk, who goes down. Idaho fans cheer as Pouncey gets around Bardo. Now Pouncey gets dragged by Bardo. No call as Idaho gathers it as Jack Becker will carry it out to center ice. Now feed it to his right for Walker. He gets around Thomas. Now Walker with a shot and hits the side of the net. As now the rebound gets taken by Pennerold. Bounce it off the near boards. It goes past Michalchuk onto Casey Johnson at neutral ice. He'll feed it across to Bardo, who would dump it in. Parikh behind his net cuts it off, and he'll hand it off to Pouncey. Now to Jamison, who gets it across to Raby, but the pass was wide of the mark. Bardo back in his own zone being chased by Raby, as Bardo will bounce it off the far boards. Taken by Raby, will skate towards the Grizzlies bench. Now a reverse field. He'll bounce it off the skate of Kawaguchi. Now Bardo gets it back to Kawaguchi. Tried to nudge it ahead. Raby picked it off and dumps it in as Idaho still with the puck. As the Steelheads now up to 36 shots. The Grizzlies have taken 12. As Jamison neutral ice gets back checked, and Idaho's Kawaguchi takes the puck away. Kawaguchi will feed it to the left side for Murphy. He gets around Tho. Murphy will bounce it off the near boards. Cameron Wright gets bounced by Misiak. Now it's taken by Jamison. And Jama will feed it to the left side for Raby. He tried to get to Shearer. Bounced off Shearer's skate. Grizzlies stop and will back it out into their own zone. Aaron Tho, number 28. It looked like he shaved before the game. He'll bounce over to the right side. He goes past everybody for an icing call. As Tho was looking for Cameron Wright off the near boards on a pass, but the pass didn't connect. Same teams for a 3-game set at Maverick Center. Don't forget that Wednesday night's going to be the next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Aaron Tho having some words, so is Cam Strong. Ryan Domowski will take the draw for Idaho. Cam Strong for Utah. And the draw won by Idaho. Keller, left wing shot and a score. Domowski and Keller point at each other as Keller with a hug of Willie Niram. Keller gets the goal, his 12th of the season. He's been tough on the Grizzlies over the last year and a half. It's now the Steelheads 5 and the Grizzlies nothing. Domowski is going to get an assist. It's a multiple-point game for him. As Domowski talking it over with Matt Register. Draw's going to be at center ice. And it's been a tough weekend here at Idaho Central Arena, losing 6-3 on Wednesday night and now down 5-0 here in the last game before the Christmas break. Draw won by the Steelheads, but it goes, or by the Grizzlies, but it goes between the defensemen. Now Bartley will start the attack. He'll feed it to the far side for Cam Strong. Strong gains the line. He'll skeet towards the left circle. Strong looking for a shot, and it's blocked by the stick of Heiskanen as the puck glides towards the near corner. Domowski gets it, and he overskates the puck. Fitz hits Domowski. Domowski gets it back to Register. Now around the boards, Willie Niram will nudge it ahead to Keller. Keller scored Idaho's 5th goal of the game. He's got 12 this season. He'll dump it in as he chases around with Bartley now behind the net. Keller gets held up. Now he's looking for a wraparound shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes to Bartley as Victor starts the attack from left to right. Bartley will get it to neutralize for Strong. He gets it across to Nilsson. Now ahead to Michalchuk. He'll skeet towards the middle. Will take a shot that goes wide. He tried to go stick side on Poirier, who's got a shutout going of 12 shots. And neutralized, Grizzlies cross center again. Corey Thomas with the long strides. Feeds over to Michalchuk, who couldn't handle the pass. Now out to center ice. Martell picks it off, and he'll dump it around the boards as it rolls back to the left side as Michalchuk throws it to the left point. Shot, that one goes wide. And that shot was taken by Corey Thomas, who's still looking for his first pro goal. Martell chases the puck back in the Grizzlies zone to drop it off for Thomas. He feeds it across to Pouncey. Kyle We'll get it across to Shearer, to Penner. He crosses center ice. Now left wing, gains the line, takes a shot that goes wide. Puck glides along the near boards. Shearer will skate back towards his far corner. Now he feeds it across the Tho as the Grizzlies will get it to center ice. It bounced off a Penner stick and flies into the Steelhead zone. Poirier behind his net will dish it towards the near boards. It goes past Tho, who got hit after he was trying to get the puck. Zach Walker skates over the offensive line, gets it to Strongest. Now across to Johnson, who couldn't handle it. He's battling with Tho along the near wall. Tho will nudge it ahead to McCallchuck. Tho and McCallchuck were teammates at Wheeling 2 years ago. As Idaho back at neutral ice, Strongest skates towards his left with a puck. Now Strongest to the left circle. He'll take a lefty shot, saved by Preek. Rebound goes out to the left corner. Becker throws it up top for Johnson. Johnson will take a shot, saved by Preek. Rebound goes out to the left side in the corner. Strongest gets it up top for Becker. Becker over to Johnson. He'll take a shot that goes wide. Off the end wall, Aaron Tho gets it. He'll bounce it off the near glass. It goes to neutral ice over the head of Jack Becker. Now Becker gets it back. He'll throw it to Walker. He skates down the middle. Walker veers off to the right, takes a righty shot, and it goes wide. Preek will toss the puck towards the near corner. Misiak battling with Shearer, as Misiak still with the puck. He's got a goal tonight. He tried to throw it back to the corner that he vacated, and Shearer is there for Utah. As Bartley gets it across off the boards for Jamison. Jamison with a nice spin move at center ice. Dumped it in, but not all the way deep in the Steelhead zone where it's taken by Register. He throws it across to Heiskanen. Heiskanen across center ice, skates down the middle. He's got good speed, but he carried it over the line, offside. 13-16 left in the third. Idaho leads 5-0. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey, presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
13-16 left in the third. Draws going to be near the Grizzlies bench. Idaho leads 5-0 as they scored 4 in the second and 1 here in the third. Kawaguchi skates towards the left circle, looks to start to Domowski to take a shot, and it goes high over the head of Lucas Parikh, and the puck ends up in the right corner. As Kawaguchi has to get away from the linesman, as now the Steelheads. Domowski along the near boards will throw it to Heiskanen. He'll take a righty shot, saved by Parikh as Lucas holds on. Boy, Lucas Parikh has been awfully busy tonight. He saw 37 shots on Wednesday, but tonight he's already seen 40 shots, stopping 35 of them. Draw is going to be in the far circle. Tyler Penner will take it against Domowski. And the draw won by Idaho, but it exits the zone as Matt Register will chase after it. He'll get it over to Heiskanen. Heiskanen feeds it to the center ice logo for Domowski, who will tap it over to Kawaguchi on the far side. Kawaguchi dumps it in, taken back by Utah, skates around Preikh's net. Kyle Pounce to the right side. Will throw it towards McCallchuck, but the whistle blows as the puck ended up in the Grizzlies bench. As draw is going to be back in the Grizzlies zone. 12:37 left in the third. Draw on the left circle is won by Idaho. Misiak shot saved by Preikh. Grizzlies nudge it ahead to McCallchuck, who will cross center ice. Will bounce off the far boards. Now McCallchuck in the corner, battling with Register. Make that Kudla as Penner trying to throw it back to the corner that everybody vacated. Hits off of Kudla. Kudla will lift it over the head of Utah. Now the foot race in the Grizzlies zone. Getting there first is Utah. Martell gets dragged down. That's going to be a penalty on the... As Martell got dragged down by a Steelhead. He gets back to his feet. No, it's not Martell. Let's check to see what it is. Martell's looking over the Grizzly. Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, will chase over it. It's Pouncey who gets up slowly as he got dragged down by a Steelhead. 12-11 left in the third. As Pouncey will skate towards the bench and a little bit gingerly as Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, in a green shirt. Justin Misiak will serve 2 minutes for dragging down Kyle Pouncey. As Pouncey will kind of walk towards the locker room as the Grizzlies will be on the power play and they try to end this Remy Poirier shutout. Draw is going to be in the right circle. And the draw won by Utah as Dakota Raby will wrap it around the boards. Jordan Martell gets it in the left point. Martell will skate towards the corner now, dropping off from Nilsson. Nilsson with a shot that glanced off the stick of A.J. White. Raby gets on the right side, trying to feed it across to Nilsson. White picks it off. White crosses center ice, and they'll fire a shot that lifts high into the air. Gloved by Parikh. Play continues as Parikh gave it over to Nilsson. Now Nilsson has the puck as he'll skate down the middle. As Cameron Wright's to his right. Nilsson will veer off to the left. Now he crosses center ice, feeds it across to right. He'll get it back to the left for Raby. Grizzlies step over the offensive line as Martell gets to right on the left side. He'll dish it across to Jamison. Now up top to Nilsson. He'll take a lefty shot. Glove saved by Poirier. He holds on. That's the first shot by the Grizzlies in the third period, and it comes with 11:29 left in the third. Draw's going to be in the left circle as Utah makes a line change. Cam Strong will take the face-off. 1:19 left in the Grizzlies' power play. It's their second of the game. Special teams have really not played that big of a factor here tonight. As Grizzlies win the draw, Bartley on the right side gets it back to Tho. Tho fakes a shot and feeds it to the left circle. Grizzlies look to center it from the left circle. Idaho picks it off. Dawson Bardo clears it out. Bartley behind his net, skates around Lucas. Now Bartley will skate down the middle. He's at neutral ice. He'll feed a right wing pass to McCallchuck, who tried to dump it in. Jade Miller skates over there. He clears it out, but it hits off the glass that's between the Grizzlies and Steelheads bench. Luckily, that didn't hit anybody, as the draw is going to be in the Steelhead zone. 11:03 left in the third period. Jamison will take the draw as the Grizzlies make a line change and get the five-man unit at the start of the power play out there. As Idaho skates around the net. It's going to be a power play as Cameron Wright held up a Grizzly. As Idaho lifts it high into the Grizzlies zone, Andrew Nilsson will wrap it around the boards rather aggressively, and that touches up the puck. And so that will do it for the Grizzlies power play. The referee has some words for Nilsson after Andrew touched up the puck by aggressively firing the puck around the far boards. Cameron Wright's going to serve 2 minutes in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone. We're going to skate 4-on-4 for 40 seconds. And then after that, the Steelheads will have a power play. 10:51 left in the third. Idaho leads 5-0. White will take the draw on the near side against Jamison. Draw won by Idaho as Patrick Kudla in the left point gets it across to Hedrick, who still hasn't scored tonight. Back to Kudla. Up top for Hedrick. He'll get it to the right side for Kawaguchi, who's got 2 goals tonight. Kawaguchi skates towards his left, fires towards net. Hedrick in front with a shot that goes wide. That could have been a beautiful one for Hedrick, who's got a point in 14 straight. Hedrick switches places with Kudla, drops it off for Kudla, who leads all league defensemen. Kudla with a nice spin move, gets around Jamison. Over to Hedrick. One-timer goes wide. As now the Grizzlies skate 2-on-1. Raby in the offensive zone, right side. Raby with the lefty shot. On it goes over the shoulder of Poirier. Stays in play as it bounced off the glass. Now Idaho has the 3-on-2. Kawaguchi drops off for Hedrick. He'll get it over to Kawaguchi. He'll take a shot. It hits the pipe. As the Steelheads are back at full strength and now have a 5-on-4 power play. Puck goes deep into the Steelhead zone. Kawaguchi missed a hat trick by just that much. Would Maxwell Smart once say, missed it by that much. As Kudla out across center ice. I've never actually seen the show. That's the only thing I know from Get Smart. As over to Corey Thomas on the right side. Matt Millen used to always reference it. As Corey Thomas and Aaron Tho battling with 2 Steelheads in the right corner. Idaho leads 5-0. They're on a power play for the next 50 seconds. Idaho comes out of the pile, gets to Kudla on the right side. He'll take a lefty shot, and it bounced off a Grizzly stick. Domowski battling with Penner. Now they throw it up top to Stranges, who couldn't keep the line as it goes out to center. Hedrick skates back towards the Idaho line. Now he throws a pass out to Kudla. Kudla gains onside as he gets it poked away by Dylan Fitz. Good penalty kill work by Dylan Fitz as Penner takes the puck. He'll skate towards neutral ice, and he'll throw it back towards Remy Poirier. As both teams will get some new skaters on the ice. 9-10 and counting left in the third, and less than 20 seconds left in the Idaho power play. Strong just will skate down the middle. Utah takes it away. Good job by Christian Simeone, who clears it out. I hit the side of the whistle blows. It hit the side of the glass near the Steelheads bench. Tough break for the Grizzlies. Draw is going to be at neutral ice, though, near Utah's bench. That'll be fun to see these alternate third jerseys that the Grizzlies are wearing here in the two games. It'll be fun to see them debut at Maverick Center. I don't know if they're going to wear them next week, but it'd be fun to see them on the Maverick Center ice. A really sharp-looking jersey. As Idaho wins the draw, Matt Register will bounce it off the far boards as Willie Niram tried to dump it all the way in, taken by Bartley. As Cameron Wright steps out of the penalty box right now, as the puck deep into the Steelhead zone, as Utah was able to clear it. And now it goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Lucas Preek holds up his arm, and so does the linesman, as icing is called on the Steelheads, who have outshot the Grizzlies 42-14 here tonight. Let's update some injuries. If you joined us late, Taryn Fizer's out tonight, but I don't think he's going to be out too long. It looked like he avoided really serious injury. Connor McDonald is out tonight. He probably shouldn't be out for too much longer as well. Johnny Walker missed the second straight game. Bryson Miller out for the fourth straight game, as Idaho will clear it all the way out. No icing, as it never got to the Grizzlies goal line. And Utah also without Jordan Stone tonight. And the Grizzlies have it at center ice as Cam Strong. That was a hand pass, so the whistle blows. 8:28 left in the third period, and Trent Miner and Zach Sekos reassigned to Utah, but just couldn't get to the Boise area to play tonight due to travel issues. We'll come back in 37 seconds as Idaho leads 3-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. It's the Steelheads 5 and the Grizzlies nothing. Don't forget that the Grizzlies return to Maverick Center for a 3-game set, December 28th, 30th, and 31st. Next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey will be on Wednesday night. It's a Bud Light College night, the first of a 3-game series between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. Draw's going to be near the Grizzlies bench. Remy Poirier right now has a shutout of 14 shots. As a draw won by Utah, as Kyle Pouncey will feed it across. Now Nilsson up ahead towards Strong. He'll drop it off to neutral ice for Simeone. Will dump it in. Delayed offside. Idaho gets it. Casey Johnson will feed it towards Bardo. He'll throw it to the near side for Strongis, who gains the offensive line. He'll get it across off the stick of Niram, who gets it back. Sharp angled shot from the right side goes wide. Puck glides along the near boards. Johnson over to Strongis. Now back to Johnson. Lefty one-timer. Kick save by Parikh. Rebound goes out to the near side as Niram gets held up. 2 Grizzlies, 2 Steelheads over there. Becker pushes Simeone in the back. Now Colatarchi gets the puck, and he'll clear it all the way out. We're playing even strength, so it's going to be icing on the Grizzlies with 7:46 left in the third period. Draw's going to be back towards Lucas Parikh, who's been awfully busy tonight. He has stopped 38 of 43. Parikh has one of 2 Grizzlies shutouts this season. Trent Miner with a 30-save shutout against Trois-Rivières has the other one. That came on November 27th, and that broke a Grizzlies franchise record with 8 shutouts. He had 7 last season. Idaho wins the draw. Wade Murphy in the left side fires a righty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound out towards Miller. Now Walker with a shot, and a save by Parikh, who holds on as it bounced off his pad and then lifted in the air, and Parikh was able to make it about waist high. Draw's going to be in the right circle. Grizzlies coming into play tonight had a record of 11-13 with 22 standings points. They are 6-8 on the road this season. And the draw won by Idaho. As Barta will take a righty shot. It's blocked. Grizzlies will nudge it ahead. Jordan Martell crosses center ice. He gains the line 3-on-3. Skates towards the left circle. Centers to McCallchuck. Glanced off his stick. And goes towards the right side. Now Penner in the right. Pokes it towards Martell. Now back to Penner along the near boards. He'll feed it up top for Shearer. Right wing. Shot blocked by Walker. Goes back to Wade Murphy. Lifts it high into the air. Does it hit the video board? Oh, it came so close at center ice, but just missed. Shearer over to Bartley. He'll get it to center ice from McCallchuck, who dumps in. Penner chasing after it, but Colton Keller gets there first, and he'll ricochet it off the near boards. This goes back towards center ice as the Grizzlies. Victor Bartley will nudge ahead to McCallchuck, who steps over the offensive line as puck rolls back towards the right side. Collision in the corner as Jamison collided with Domowski. Puck glides along the near boards, and now goes to Grizzlies territory as Idaho dumps it in. Colton Keller got hit with a high stick, he thought. No call. As puck ends up in Idaho territory. Raby feeds it to Jamison down the middle. Take a righty shot. Saved by Poirier. Glanced off his glove. Idaho tried to clear it out. It stays in. Now Thomas right wing shot. Saved by Poirier. 6:20 left in regulation as it's a 5-0 Steelheads lead. They scored 4 goals in the second and 1 in the third. It was scoreless after 1 period. Some other action in the league. Rapid City lost their 7th in a row, 7-4 to Wichita. Wichita's in second place in the Mountain Division. Idaho is 0 for 5 on the power play. Utah is 0 for 2. So all 5 of the Steelheads goals have come in 5-on-5 situations. Zarin throw to the right side, skates around the Idaho net. Now left side throw with a shot that's blocked by Kudla. Kudla leads all league defensemen with 25 points. Now Thomas with a shot that goes wide. As Thomas still looking for his first professional goal. He spent the last portion of last season with the Idaho Steelheads after completing a college career. Murphy dumps it in. Now Thomas on the near side gets it ahead to Jamison. Jamison ahead to Wright. Now it's center ice. Wright gets knocked down. No call as Murphy takes it. Now the Steelheads. Hedrick ahead to Kawaguchi. In fact, Hedrick hasn't scored tonight, which is notable considering he's got a 14-game point scoring streak. Hedrick has it deep in his own zone. 5:40 and counting left in the third as Idaho's outshot the Grizzlies 45-16. Along the near side, Grizzlies will have it roll along the near boards. Now Idaho regathers it. Niram crosses center ice, and he dumps into the near corner. As Niram will nudge it across, Antonio Strangis already with 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. Feeds it up top for Register, kept it in. Register towards the right side. Niram will roll it around the boards. Jet Becker skates over there to get it. Becker over to Strangis. Left side, he skates around the net, being shadowed by Simeone. Strangis over to the right side for Register. He'll feed it across to Becker. Becker with a shot, and he scores. That's Jack Becker's 6th goal against the Grizzlies this season and his 7th overall. And just like that, it's now a 6-0 game. Now, tough one for Utah here tonight. He played a pretty good first period, but the score just got away from him. Idaho has 6 goals for the second straight game in this series. And you knew at some point Jack Becker would find the back of the net because he's been tough on the Grizzlies all season long. He now has 6 goals against Utah, and that leads all Idaho skaters against Utah this year. You talk about the Idaho juggernaut. They have 4 more goals in each of their 7 games coming into play tonight on their winning streak, and it's probably going to be an 8-game winning streak, and they'll have scored 4 more goals in each of the 8 games. Shearer crosses center ice. No backhand it into the Idaho zone. Less than 5 minutes left in regulation. As the puck glides along the far boards. Bartley over there along with Martell. It goes past Martell. Zach Walker, 2-on-2. Steps over the offensive line. Almost runs into Misiak. Now Walker left circle. Backhand shot saved by Preek. Now bounces off of Miller on the rebound and goes to Martell. Martell will cross center ice. 2-on-5 and he'll wrap it around the boards. The only question right now is whether Remy Poirier is going to keep the shutout. Shutout. We're trying to jinx it. Over in the right corner goes to Penner in the corner back towards Martell, but he gets held up and couldn't get the puck. Idaho will feed it around the net. Now the Steelheads out to neutralize. Will cross center. Zach Walker will dump it in as it bounces off the left corner on one hop. Taken by Utah. Aaron Tho will get it to Raby. Dakota feeds it across to Thomas. Neutralized. Thomas dumps it in. Raby chasing after it. And puck bounced off the corner onto Poirier, who covers up. With 3 minutes and 59 seconds left in the third. Timeout in the ice. We return in 1 minute to find out how this one ends as Idaho leads 6-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's the Steelheads 6 and the Grizzlies nothing. Idaho has outshot Utah 47-16. Draws going to be in the right circle. Keaton Jamison will take it against Jack Becker. The scene shifts to Maverick Center next week for 3 straight games between these clubs next Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. As Cameron Wright will get it to Thomas. He'll take a left wing shot saved by Poirier. And after the whistle, Grizzlies tried to poke it away from Poirier. Keaton Jamison having some words with Kudla and Jack Becker. So there's now 3:49 left in the third. We mentioned Wichita defeated Rapid City 7-4. Allen over Tulsa 5-2. Kansas City over Iowa 4-1. On the Jack Becker goal, the assist went to Matt Register, 14:55 in. As the puck goes back to center ice, Willie Nerum near the Grizzlies bench will roll it around the boards. Preet cuts it off behind his net. They'll give it towards Corey Thomas. Thomas gets held up by Becker. Now across to Cameron Wright. He'll feed a left wing pass. Grizzlies cross center. Jamison back to Wright, who skates down the middle. Wright gets a nice move to his right. He'll take a shot. Saved by Poirier. What a move by Cameron Wright to create the scoring chance out of nothing. It was like a 1-on-4 situation. But Idaho has kept it scoreless on the Grizzlies side as Patrick Kudla crosses center ice. They'll dump it in as it goes over the head of James Shearer. As Parikh will glide it along the near boards, taken by Kyle Pouncey. As he gets hit by White, Kawaguchi nudges it back to White. Now across to Domowski. Make that Wade Murphy. Right wing shot saved by Parikh. Kawaguchi trying to get it back to Murphy in the left circle. And it's taken away by Wright. He'll get it ahead to Strong. Strong out to the right side. He'll skate around Register. Now he skates in. Shot. And it looks like Poirier's covered up. 2:48 left in the third. Remy Poirier has good size at 6'2" and 205 pounds. Former draft pick by the Dallas Stars in the 6th round of the 2020 draft, 185th overall. He signed a 3-year entry-level deal with Dallas back in March 10th of 2022. Last this season, Poirier's played in 1 game with the Texas Stars. Before that, he played in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League for 4 seasons. Draws going to be in the right circle as it's won by Idaho. Grizzlies have 6 shots in each of the 3 periods tonight. 6 in the first, 6 in the second, and 6 so far in the third. As Pouncey ahead to Simeone, looking for Strong. As the puck now in the Steelhead zone, but it's Kawaguchi that gets it. As Dylan Fitz chasing after him. As Kawaguchi out towards center ice to Murphy, who dumps it in. Murphy avoids a check of James Shearer. As it goes back towards Kyle Pouncey. He's behind the net. 2.5 minutes left in regulation. As Strong will get it over to Fitz. Goes to center ice. Now it goes back to Idaho as Register will get it to Domowski. Domowski on the far side. His pass picked off by Penner, but it glanced off his stick onto Misiak for Idaho. Misiak back to Register. Across to Heiskanen. 2:05 left in the third period. Domowski tried to nudge it ahead from center ice, taken away by Penner. Now it goes to Misiak. He gets hit by Penner. As Jordan Martell, left wing, gets around Heiskanen. He's now in the left circle. The Rooster tries to center it to Mikowski, and it glanced off his stick, and Register takes it away. As Register out to neutral ice, so backhand pass out to Domowski. Domowski gains the offensive line and will throw it to his left for Keller. We'll spin it around the boards, cut off by Raby behind Utah's net. Domowski took it away from Raby. Domowski gets pushed by Raby, who holds the line on the far boards. Penner gets the puck, and he'll throw it to Thomas at the Utah goal line. Thomas now behind Parikh. He'll nudge it ahead to Bartley. Bartley out to center ice for Penner. He'll get it ahead to Mikalchuk, left wing. Mikalchuk with a backhand pass around the net as Mikalchuk delivers a hit behind Idaho's goal line. Mikalchuk over to Tho, wearing number 28, and he'll spin it to the right corner for Mikalchuk. Back towards Martell behind the net. Martell tries to feed it out in front, and it glanced off a skate and goes to Casey Johnson. 1:05 left in the third period. The only thing in doubt is whether Poirier is going to get the shutout, as Utah with 18 shots, and Poirier stopped them all. Zach Walker skates in left side, stops to the point, and will roll it around the boards. Jack Becker over there with Shearer. Shearer will bounce it off of Jade Miller. Goes to Utah. Walker delivers a hit on Cam Wright. Goes to Becker. Slot shot. Kick saved by Parikh. Rebound goes out to the far side. Keaton Jamison gets it. He'll nudge it to center ice for Wright. They'll feed it across, but it's taken away by Patrick Kudla. 35 seconds left in counting as Kudla will just station himself behind Poirier. Now feed it to the near side off the boards. Fans start to make some noise. 25 seconds left. They can sense the shutout. Kawaguchi gains center ice and dumps it in. Parikh behind his net. Fans start to cheer some more. 18 seconds left as Parikh throws to the far side. They're getting a little noisy in Boise as Kyle Pouncey skates down the middle. Less than 10 seconds left. He'll get it over to Wright. He'll take a right wing shot that bounced off the Kudla. Over to the far side. Steelheads will clear it out to center, and that will do it. It's a shutout for Remy Poirier, his first in a Steelheads uniform, as Idaho scored 4 goals in the second and 2 in the third, as they outshoot the Grizzlies 49-18. Final score from Idaho Central Arena. It's the Idaho Steelheads 6 and the Utah Grizzlies nothing. Post-game show begins in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Post-game show here at Idaho Central Arena. Once again, the final score, the Idaho Steelheads 6 and the Utah Grizzlies nothing. Try to see who the 3 stars of the game are, as Idaho had good performances from quite a few players. Antonio Strawn just had 1 goal and 1 assist. Jordan Kawaguchi had 2 goals. Jack Becker had 1 goal and 1 assist, but I got to imagine the number 1 star is Remy Poirier, who got an 18-save shutout. Maybe it's not just because he only saw 18 shots. And you think about the first period, it was pretty evenly played. Idaho had 10 shots, the Grizzlies 6. You know, think about special teams. Did it play a factor? Well, not really. On Wednesday night, the Grizzlies had 5 power plays. Idaho had 2, and nobody scored a power play goal. Well, tonight, Idaho went 0 for 5 on the power play. Grizzlies went 0 for 2. So if you want to look at, a positive to tonight's game, the Grizzlies penalty kill really did a good job. A perfect 5 for 5, and in fact, they were a perfect 7 for 7 in this series, which means that Idaho is doing all their scoring 5 on 5. 6 5-on-5 goals tonight, and they just found a way to control the action. That's what Idaho has done. Seems like every game in the first 26 contests of the season, as their record goes to 22-3-0-1. Grizzlies fall to 11-14. Are the Grizzlies done with Idaho? No, because they'll play 3 games at Maverick Center next week, next Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. For the Grizzlies and their 18 shots, they were led by Jordan Martell, who had 4, and then 2 shots each for Corey Thomas, Cameron Wright, Tyler Penner, Dakota Raby, McCallchuck also had 2 shots. So Raby's 5-game point scoring streak comes to an end. Andrew Nilsson had a point in 6 of his last 7 games coming into play tonight. Lucas Parikh stopped 42 of 48. As looks like Jordan Kawaguchi is one of the 3 stars of the game, as Kawaguchi fires the shirt into section 104. First star of the game is Remy Poirier. As Kawaguchi was the second star, Remy Poirier gets a hand from the Idaho fans as they win 6-0, out shooting the Grizzlies 49-18. So you think about, having 4 days off for the Christmas break, and then just like that, the Grizzlies will be back on the Maverick Center ice to take on this same Idaho Steelheads team. Idaho this year is 9-1-0-1 on the road, while the Grizzlies at home are 5-5. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments are being made. I mean, after all, during the Christmas break, there's probably not a whole lot of thought about hockey. I do know, we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast that Trent Miner and Zach Sekos were each reassigned to the Grizzlies, but they just couldn't make it tonight due to travel issues. And from what I gather, the injuries to Taryn Pfizer and Connor McDonald are not long-term. I'm really not sure about Johnny Walker. Hopefully he'll be able to go next week as well. I thought Martell played a pretty good game for Utah. And like I said, if you wanted to look for any positive, I know it's tough in a game where, the Grizzlies lose 6-0, but the Grizzlies penalty kill was a perfect 5 for 5, including they had about a minute and a half of 5-on-3 time where Idaho had a 2-man advantage. And the Grizzlies penalty kill I thought was outstanding tonight. But it was just the 5-on-5 stuff that the Steelheads got the better of the Grizzlies here tonight in. So 6-0 is the final score as Idaho gets the victory. And for the Grizzlies, they just look to find a way to bounce back at Maverick Center. It's kind of tough that you face the best team in the league 18 times during a regular season, with most of them coming in the first half of the year. But that's just the way that it is. Idaho's an outstanding team. You have to tip your hat as they just played a good game tonight. And really for the Grizzlies, I thought the effort was certainly there, but it's just one of those where it's just a tough one for Utah as they lose their second in a row after winning back-to-back games against Kansas City last weekend at Maverick Center. So Utah's 2-2 in their last 4 games. And as for the Idaho Steelheads, their winning streak extends to 8 games. We'll now wrap things up here from Idaho Central Arena as the final score, the Steelheads 0 and the Steelheads 6 and the Grizzlies 0. 3 stars of the game. Number 3 star is Antonio Stranges with 1 goal and 1 assist. Jordan Kawaguchi with 2 goals is the number 2 star. And Remy Poirier with an 18-save shutout, his first as a professional. He is the number 1 star of the game. We'll now wrap things up here from Idaho Central Arena as the Grizzlies will get on the bus and head back to the Salt Lake Valley. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast of not necessarily the final outcome. Once again, the final score in 2.5 hours. Make that 2 hours and 20 minutes, and in front of a crowd of 5,101. The Idaho Steelheads defeat the Utah Grizzlies 6-0 as the Grizzlies' record falls to 11-14 on the season. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. Next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey will be on Wednesday night, December 28th, a 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Hopefully we'll have our friends Kiki Crum and Guy Carenza hanging out with us, and hopefully we'll get Tim Broussard to join us as well. We'll see you on Wednesday night at Maverick Center as Grizzlies take on the Steelheads for the third of a 5-game set between the clubs. Idaho sweeps Utah in 2 games here at Idaho Central Arena, winning 6-3 on Wednesday night and 6-0 here this evening. In all 8 of the games that these Steelheads have won in a row, they have scored 4 or more goals in each of the 8 contests. We'll talk to you on Wednesday night. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.